Welcome to the watch along. We have a packed show for you from at the ground later on, and also the online team. They're actually getting ready just to start up, so we're going to be talking about the lineups that Steve Bruce has gone with. And also, please join the lads if you are watching the game from home or across the world. Stick your TVs on mute, interact with the lads on the live chat. After the match is finished, we've then got scoring the players, and we'll be inviting fans from across the world to have your say on Newcastle's performance tonight. It's a big game. The pressure's on Steve Bruce. We need a result. But as the timer ticks down, as you can see in the corner, I'm here to talk a little bit about Manscaped, our sponsors who proudly back us on match day. And I just want to let you know that autumn is just around the corner and pumpkins are in the patch. And our friends at Manscaped are here to make sure you don't carve your pants pumpkins when they're grooming. Make sure you're keeping things fresh this fall with leaders in male grooming and the brand new 4th generation package. Lads, get ready for a cuffing season like no other. Ready to take the leap into autumn with Manscaped? Join the 2 million men worldwide using Manscaped. Go into manscaped.com for an extra 20% off and free shipping with the code NFTV. What do I mean by that? Currently, Manscaped have a whopping offer online where they've got some of their products over 40% off, which is unreal. However, with our code NFTV, you get an additional 20% off on top of that. So that means you get free shipping and over 60% off on some of their products, which is unheard of. Get on there, manscaped.com. Let me tell you all about it. The Performance Package 4.0 includes a Lawnmower 4.0, so if you're looking for the cozy up this autumn, this trimmer is essential. The 4th generation trimmer features a cutting-edge blade to reduce grooming accidents thanks to the skin-safe technology. It also gives you the ability to turn the LED light spotlight on and off whenever you need it for more precise shave. Plus, it's also waterproof. The package, Performance Package that is, also includes the Weed Whacker, so to chop your worst weeds up your nose and up your ear. It also has a whopping 9,000 RPM motor-powered 360-degree dual blade system to provide skin-safe technology, which helps you stop you cutting your bowels, stops you cutting your chest, stops you cutting your nose, your ears. You get what I'm trying to say here? Seal the deal with Manscaped's liquid formulations, the crop preserver ball deodorant. Everyone knows pumpkins, spiced lattes and ball deodorant go hand in hand. Then after trimming the pumpkin patch and whacking the leaves, give your balls a boost. We're using the crop preserver. Manscaped will also, on top of all these offers, with 40% off and the extra 20% that we give, chuck in 2 more free gifts, which is the boxers and your travel bag. So get comfy on home and on the go this season. Remember, as I say, they have a class offer online of over 40% off, plus our code additional 20% on top of that with free shipping using our code NFTV at manscaped.com. Make your balls priority this autumn. Choose Manscaped. Your balls will thank you. And I believe Karl and Sam have smooth balls. Over to you, lads.
Smooth as you like. Good evening, everyone. It's just me for the moment. Karl will be along shortly. He's a new father. He's putting his child to bed in the hope of seeing 3 points, as we all are. In the hope. It's the hope that kills. Welcome to Matchday Live on Newcastle Fans TV. Me, Sam and Karl later will be with you throughout the evening for the pre-match build-up, the watch-along, scoring the players after at full time, and then finally we round off, as always, with your chance to come on and speak to us with the fan reaction show. Hello, Sam. Hello, JB. Good evening. So team news is out. I mean, it's quite a shock. If anyone else has been following the Sky coverage, normally when there's an hour build-up, you're used to 55 minutes of Manchester United and Liverpool chat, followed by 5 minutes of Newcastle and their opponents chat. But it's been some really good stuff. Big interview with Steve Bruce, and they've got some fan reaction. Neville and Carragher were in Shearer's Bar earlier today with Alex from True Faith, Holly, Thomas from The Trust, and Norman from True Faith as well. So really good stuff on there. Hello. Good evening. It's my first match day on here for a while, actually. I've been stuck at work. After today, my next game isn't till Wolves away. So fingers crossed we can get something tonight. Let's take a look at the team news, shall we? I will share my screen. Now, there's one big change, and that is Mr. Karl Darlow is back in the sticks when that loads. It will load. It's buffering. Here we go. It's happening, people. So Karl Darlow returns. Freddie Woodman isn't even in the squad, but Bruce has said he's injured. Is he actually injured? Who knows? But Gillespie's on the bench. Manquillo keeps his place. The goal scorer from Old Trafford shaked off a knock. Isaac Hayden carries on at right centre back. Jamal Lascelles centre back, and Ciaran Clark left of centre back. Jonathan Greenwood has joined me. Johnny, hi.
Hi, how you doing? You alright?
Yeah, we're live on the internet. What do you want?
Oh, I sent you a message saying, do you want me to come on until Karl comes on?
Oh, well, I haven't got a choice. While you're here, what do you think of the team news? Unchanged apart from Darlow.
Slightly surprised. I just thought from Bruce's press conference, I thought he might have changed formation. But I agree with Darlow coming in for Woodman. I know Woodman's not on the bench, but I'm just me and you exactly the same, Sam. 5 at the back again.
Yeah, I get that, but it's no surprise anymore. We know this is how Steve Bruce likes to play with our team now, and it's not going to change. He didn't experiment with anything of the sort in pre-season, so that this is the formation he's sticking with. Would you have liked to have seen Dwight Gale up front?
I'd like to have seen Ryan Fraser before Dwight Gale. I have to be honest. I would have gone 4-2-3-1, which me and you've been going on about God knows how long. I don't know, man. Is Dwight Gale good enough, though? I don't know. The only thing you will say about Dwight Gale is more of a goal threat than Joe Linton, isn't he? That's the thing. When you look at the bottom line of it, who's going to score a chance 6 yards out, 8 yards out, 10 yards out? My money's on Gale more than Joe Linton. So, if it was a choice between a pair of them, then yes, I would say I'd rather have Gale. But there's too many players that aren't good enough in that starting 11. But Isaac Hayden, Sam, that's the one. Why is he playing centre half? I don't get that at all.
Controversial opinion. I don't mind it, mate.
At centre half?
I don't mind it. I don't mind it.
Is he better than Fernandez at centre half? He's on the bench.
Fernandez and Ciaran are on the bench. I don't know.
Square pegs, round holes.
But I've been telling you this since pre-season. I fancied him switching Isaac Hayden to centre back. I think the way he wants to play, I don't think Hayden suits that midfield that in the style he wants to play. Whether or not it's right or not is it doesn't matter. That's the situation we're in. But I don't mind Hayden as centre back. I think he's more than capable. But at the end of the day, it's going to be what happens at both ends of the pitch, not just our own. I don't know. It's tricky. Have you seen the Leeds team?
I've seen the Leeds team. It looks like they're playing Firpo, who's a left back who they've just bought in the summer. He's playing at centre half as a left centre half, and Cooper as a right centre half. So I know Leeds will be saying it's a massive difference, but is it a massive difference from left back to left centre half?
No,
I'm not convinced. I don't think it's that much of a major issue, but their bench is very, 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 very just like full of youngsters, mate. It's very weak. Where have I gone? I think I might have gone.
Boo. That wasn't awkward at all, was it? I blame Johnny. It's all Johnny's fault. It's all Johnny's fault. I don't know what happened there. It wasn't even my internet. Let's bring in Karl.
What's going on?
All of a sudden, me and Johnny were talking about team news, and we were having a great time. Everyone was feeling brilliant and positive and fresh. And then all of a sudden, everything stopped.
I literally just came in and I was just reading through the chat. I was like, "Where's everyone gone?" What's going on?
It was a exuberant practical joke. That's what it was. Don't worry, don't panic, everyone. We're back. How are you?
Not too bad. Just adjusting to lack of schedule or children knocking off the schedule.
You get used to it. First 6 weeks out of the way, and then you're fine. Have you seen the teams?
All I saw was what was put in the chat about Darlow replacing Woodman. I haven't seen anything else, to be honest, mate.
Unchanged apart from that. So, yeah, maybe this is something we could take forward. We could just all get off the screen for a bit.
That's an interesting one then. That would not changing the side. Consider Leeds.
Manquillo's fit. Willock's fit. So Hayden continues at right centre back. I was making the point to Johnny there before he ruined everything that I actually don't mind it.
What, Hayden playing at centre half?
Yeah, I don't mind it.
No, I don't. It's just whether you believe what Craig Hope's come out with, isn't it? I guess.
Yes, the Craig Hope, the bust up. It just seems like a never-ending circus, doesn't it?
Yeah, I think I'm a bit like you. I don't doubt that it's happened, and I think that because of what's going on, that we are all blowing it out of proportion a little bit. I think, everyone's right. This happens up and down the country every day of the week. The reason it's been emphasised at the moment is because of where we are in the table. I don't give a shit whether Graham Jones and Dwight Gale are having a pop at each other. What difference does that make? It doesn't.
It probably happens every day up and down the land.
Yeah. And
every day.
Just clear, like you said, Craig Hope wants to report that's good timing for him. He gets clicks. It's, it suits the agenda to push Bruce out the door. But yeah, I'm not surprised by it at all.
No, it is what it is. At the end of the day, it's just typical Newcastle United, and let's not detract away from how big a game this is tonight. Leeds are missing a few defenders, aren't they? And they'll probably be. Do you reckon they'll be relieved to see Joe Linton up front, or not? I don't suppose it really matters, does it?
No, I think they're going to be. It could be an interesting game for Joe Linton, because I do feel like they could get a little bit complacent in thinking that he's not going to offer much, and then kind of double up on Maximin, for example, and leave more space for Joe Linton. Whether that's going to help him, I don't know, because he always tends to have a soft finish wherever he is in the area. But I think it's going to be an interesting game for him. Don't get me wrong, I absolutely would prefer Dwight Gale to be starting up front, playing that number 9 role. But I feel like with a lack of senior players in defence, and then probably worrying more about Miggy and Maximin, that Joe Linton could surprise us tonight.
Do you know who I would have liked to have seen up front tonight?
Who?
Andy Carroll. Did you read his piece in The Athletic today? Fantastic interview from Alan Shearer with Andy Carroll today in The Athletic. Absolutely superb. Goes in on leaving the club, and he was a contract was talked about, but it never arrived in the post, the offer never arrived, and he kind of just knew the writing was on the wall. It was so I urge you all to go and check that out if you have it, like Rob has. Absolutely brilliant. So I think I think there was a chance Andy Carroll could have played tonight had we still got him, but we don't. So it's Big Joe. I think the midfield is going to be key tonight. I was making the point to Johnny about Clich and Phillips. I think that's a fantastic midfield pairing.
Yeah, absolutely. So for us, it's Miggy, Longstaff, and Joe Willock in the middle. I take it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a difficult. That's a difficult two to break down. You've got Calvin Phillips who likes to sit in front of the defenders and will happily, if Sean Longstaff's off the pace, which I can't remember the last time he was on the pace, he'll be lapping up plenty of possession from the likes of him, and he'll be able to allow Click to get into spaces to maybe come up with a 30-yard bomb like he's used to.
Yeah. Speaking of 30-yard bombs from last season, no Harrison for Leeds tonight, but that means Dan James starts. What do you make of him?
Well, I was quite worried because I was doing a preview for NFTV Extra that I didn't manage to get out today. My little Let's Talk Waffle series when I'm out with the dog. And one person that I was worried about was Harrison because of him scoring in both previous games last season. But yeah, relatively happy that he's out. But Danny James has got absolute pace to burn. So again, it's a worrying factor. That being said, we played against him. I think he started for Manchester United against us last season. I don't remember him causing loads of havoc, to be honest. But I'm always going to be wary of his pace because Manquillo and Richie haven't got bags of pace. I back Manquillo defensively, definitely.
Yeah, Manquillo is quite nippy. Richie obviously isn't. But Manquillo is deceptively nippy, I think.
So I'm happier that Harrison isn't playing. Personally,
I agree. Rafinha is playing. He's a guy that can add a bit of a touch of class to proceedings. Is he your main worry?
He's my captain in my fantasy team today.
Is he really?
He is. Because I'm so. I've said to you, I've said it to everyone, I'm so disillusioned with the club right now, and I thought out of the people that I have in my fantasy team that he's the one with most opportunity to get a couple of goals this weekend, because regardless of how much of a weak side comes out, because you spoke about yourself, we had it with Aston Villa, they were there for the take and had a much weaker side than us, and we got beat. And I just feel like it's going to be exactly the same tonight. And I think that the toxicity from the fans isn't going to help either, although it's what we want to a certain extent. I just think it's going to be a really difficult night all over. And I think the players might get caught up in that and underperform as per. So yeah, Rafinha, I'm absolutely. I rate him highly. I do. I think he's an excellent footballer. I think he's an excellent signing for Leeds, and on the basis of form that we've had in the midfield, other than Miggy last game, who I thought performed exceptionally well. If Joe Willock and Longstaff continue that vein of form, I think Rafinha can run rings around them.
He could. I mean, I hope not. But he could. I have to. Whilst you're making confessions about fantasy team, you've made a confession. Do you want mine?
Yes.
Last week, I triple captain Bruno Fernandes.
Oh my god, you're a disgrace, Sam Mulliner.
But there you go. Chris Hughton is now available. Had a torrid time at Forest, didn't he? Finally.
Yeah.
It was a long time coming that he's got the bullet today, unfortunately, for Chris Hughton. Every Newcastle fan loves Chris Hughton.
There's not much of an excuse for him as well, because that Nottingham Forest side have got some real talent in there, the likes of Joe Lolly, for example.
Oh, Forest is an absolute pig of it. I mean, it's a right mess.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, we discussed Chris Hughton on Thursday night's Greenwood and Mulliner show with comedian Ant Young. He wanted to see Chris Hughton return. I think you got more chance of getting a blowjob off the Pope, to be perfectly honest. Because,
well, I mean, depending on your age, that's quite a possibility.
Yeah, he's already been shat on by this current regime, hasn't he? So there's no chance he's.
I get it though. I'd love it. I'd love to see him here, definitely. I don't think he'd be one to take us forward, but in terms of the personnel that's available, I wouldn't mind him. But I agree, there's absolutely zero chance of him getting a job at Newcastle again, and him even taking one if there was one offered. To be honest,
yeah. I mean, I did look at the betting market. A few firms have next Newcastle United manager markets available. Care to guess who the favourite is?
The favourite for ex-Newcastle United manager?
The next Newcastle United manager.
Oh, for the next one?
Yeah.
Surely it's Eddie Howe. No.
Nope. No.
John Terry?
No.
Who else is available? Chris? It's not Chris Hughton, is it?
It's tediously obvious.
Oh, really?
Hmm.
I can't think, mate.
Answers in the chat.
Answers in the chat.
No, well, it isn't in the chat.
Sorry.
Get your answers in on the chat.
I just immediately saw Brian Clough and I didn't read the rest of the sentence. I was like, Brian Clough's dead. God rest his soul.
Correct, Sean. Graham Jones.
I'm glad I didn't put my video out earlier because I'll probably send it to you later just so you can have a laugh at it because it ended up being a rant about Graham Jones.
I said it from the start. I was, fair play. He came in and does a job, but people were getting so carried away about Graham Jones. And I said it all along. I've been consistent from day one. He's not the next coming of Christ. He's a coach.
I agree.
Coaches don't make good managers. But yeah, Graham Jones, 2-1 fav. Chris Wilder was second in at 4s, and Eddie Howe was third in at 5 or 6s. So them's the top 3.
I'd be interested because we've got, I don't know if Abraxas is in here, but we've got Robbie in here. Interested to know how he feels because they're in a similar position to us, like literally just position wise within the table.
They've had considerably more difficult fixtures.
I agree. I'm just wondering, that to see how much of a stark contrast there is between fans.
I mean, Leeds are the favourites for the win tonight. When we're at home, we've been on the drift. I've been at work today, and we've been on the drift all day.
And Leeds have got half of their back four, or half of their defensive team out.
Correct. I think these next 3 games are huge, though, aren't they? If we don't get a win before the next international break, so we've got tonight, obviously, and then Watford and Wolves away. Before then, I don't see how we can survive. I know. Ashley does leave it too late to sack his managers.
He can't be that stupid again, though.
Oh, but the arrogance of this, the arrogance of this regime is just horrific. That statement they put out about transfers and stuff.
Yeah.
Oh.
I think that's the point I would get across as well. If because we saw, Truth Faith have managed to speak to Gary Neville and Jamie Carragher today before the game, and I haven't managed to see what was said, but I can imagine that the sort of spiel that would be coming from them is that, Newcastle fans expect to be looking at the top 10 or blah, 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 blah. And it isn't that at all. For me now, and I think for most fans, it's literally come down to the pure arrogance of what's going on at the club. Even Steve Bruce, sometimes I think it's stupidity. Sometimes I just think he's starting to remind me of how Mike Ashley was 5 or 6 years ago when the fans were going against him and he was just doing things out of spite to piss the fans off. That's almost how I feel about Steve Bruce sometimes. I wouldn't expect it from it. It's just because of that radio interview that he did and the answers that he gave. And we were myself, admittedly, I said to you, I was really happy with how he come across. Really, really enjoyed the interview. But then he went and done exactly the same things that he said he wasn't going to do and kind of contradict the Joe Linton thing where he contradicted himself saying that he's not a striker. And then he played him up front immediately. And you're just like, Steve, what are you doing? Like, you're not helping yourself at all.
Yeah. He put all of his eggs in the Joe Willock basket, didn't he? Which,
yeah.
I mean, it's fine. Everyone to a man was delighted we got Willock on a permanent, fantastic. But I think he kind of assumed that maybe a few more loan deals would have slid in.
Yeah. Don't get me wrong. I do feel sorry for him because he's being hung out to dry.
Like every manager has at some point during Mike Ashley's tenure. Like every manager. Teams are just coming out on the pitch now.
I better actually get my stream up because I'm in the office.
Oh, what? In the office? Who? La-di-da. Decent reception for the lads, actually. They're wearing that lovely black and white stadium jacket. But
Has there been any talk of anything with regards to this protest that was going on outside the ground or in the ground, or has any sort of anything happened?
No.
Well, no disrespect to anyone, but there's a surprise.
Yeah. So anyway, just to recap, as the teams are out on the field now, Darlow's in goal, 3 centre-backs, Hayden, Lascelles and Clark. The midfield, well, I say midfield, wing-backs Manquillo and Matt Ritchie, and then in the middle we've got Sean Longstaff, Joe Willock, Miggy Almiron, and then ASM off Joe Linton. So we're not in... Oh, I'm assuming you mean Leeds. Robbie's a Leeds man.
He is, yeah.
TBC. Matt Ritchie's team photo is hilarious for the Sky graphic. It's brilliant. I can confirm Meslier is wearing a blue goalkeeper's top. Rob's on tenterhooks.
Paper planes on 18 minutes, apparently. I mean, look, I'm
old
not...
are you, 9?
I couldn't believe that was the best that they've come up with. And surely someone's got the intellectual capacity to realise that not many planes are going to hit that fucking pitch, and it's going to be embarrassing if there's thousands of planes being thrown from rows, that are further back than the first 10. It's literally going to be embarrassing, and I really hope that doesn't happen.
Skill.
Yeah, definitely. I'm all for protests, but do it properly. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, I don't know, but there you go. Leeds lining up in a 4-1-4-1 according to Sky. God, we need a win tonight. A win would set you up nicely for the weekend, wouldn't it?
Yeah, definitely. I've just trying to think of any other sporting events that I've got on this weekend other than the NFL on Sunday. I try to act like Newcastle doesn't affect me, but it literally ruins my week.
Of course it does.
It ruins my week.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because regardless of me saying how disillusioned I am, it is literally all I talk about. So the NFL is literally a welcome break for me to try and take my mind off the misery.
Robbie will be delighted. Yes, Leeds are wearing the lilac kit. Yeah, I saw your video on Extra last night about the NFL. It's something I've got to learn about as my wife sneezes in the background there.
Sorry.
It's it takes a while, mate, because there's a lot of adverts, and I was like you. It does. I've tried. It took me a good 3 or 4 times to keep going back to it. Then once it finally settled in, I've never looked back. But it is long-winded at times, definitely. I think the more you get into it, it's more the tactical nuances of it. I never thought I'd think about that when watching it, but it's really little intricate things that make a huge difference, and it just becomes very interesting. On the face of it, it just looks like a very stop-start kind of Sunday league, rugby league, if that makes sense, with pads on.
Yeah. I think the problem I have with it as well is that it's on late at night, and you're not to know this, but I'm normally in my pyjamas by about 8:30.
No, I've been exactly the same up until the boy got here. So I'm trying to get back to that. I want him to be in that routine as well, but he's not.
Is he? How many times in the evening is he waking up? We're underway, by the way.
I think up until the last couple of days, we kind of got him into a bit of a routine where he was feeding every 3 hours, and his feed would last about half an hour, and he would be spark out for 3.5 hours. So it would realistically only be a couple of times. But over the last couple of days, been quite fussy and just been getting up and feeding whenever he wants, which is frustrating for the missus. Not too bad for me. Obviously, I'll just have to give him moral support and pretend I'm awake.
Yeah, I mean, she'll soon forget, and you can just sleep through it. It's fine. That's what happened with me.
Baby's having a growth spurt.
Baby's having a growth spurt, my wife says. So, and what, she knows about these things.
Yeah. He definitely is. He was he's £6.10 now. He was born at £5.15, so he's slowly putting on weight.
That is cheap. £6.10. Bargain.
Absolutely.
Oh, there we go. Questions coming in. Baby questions.
I ended up calling him Walter after, partially after my grandfather and partially after my late grandfather and partially after Walter White from Breaking Bad. That's just to make Adam happy, but it was after my granddad.
Middle name Sam. Yeah,
Yeah. So,
thought so. So Robbie wants to know who your NFL team is.
Tampa Bay Buccaneers, mate, and I supported them like I do Newcastle. Gone through all the hard times, and then lo and behold, we went and won the Super Bowl this year, which was amazing. Which I had flights booked for and couldn't go because of coronavirus.
Ouch. My team is the Wolstanton Wanderers.
I thought it was something like San
The red
Antonio
car.
Swashbucklers or something.
Something like I change teams all the time. I'm very fickle when it comes to NFL.
Oh dear. Sorry, but have I just tuned into Loose Women by mistake? Yes, Milky, you have.
Yeah. So, how often do you lactate as Patrick Bamford shoots over the bar?
Roughly around every an hour and a half, I think it is.
You wait, Milky. We'll have some vasectomy chat in the second half.
Oh dear. Favorite Italian team? Mine's back in the day. It was AC Milan.
Snap. So was
Really?
mine. Yeah.
I was a big fan of Maldini.
All of that team.
Yeah, definitely.
Well, Maldini went through a couple of generations of Milan teams, didn't he? So
He did indeed.
were you around for George Weah?
Yes, I was. I'm similar. I'm pretty much the same age as you, aren't I?
I don't know.
31.
Oh, I'm 32 now. So yeah.
Yeah, I'm 32 in November.
Oh yeah.
Same here.
We're in the same year at school.
Oh, very nice.
I could have copied your homework.
You wouldn't want to copy mine, mate. I was very lazy at school.
Oh, that's a lazy pass, and that's put Leeds in, but the defence has mopped up. It was fired at Willock from across the pitch by Longstaff. And Newcastle have a free kick. Mike Dean is the referee tonight.
Interesting. Has he polished his head?
No. No, he hasn't.
So, who's gone to the game tonight? Lee, Harry, Josh?
So Lee and Johnny are doing videos afterwards.
Yeah.
Adam's not gone. Liam's in the town. Josh is there. Harry's there. Yeah. And Brandon's in the Czech Republic or something.
Ah, yes. Jay in Atlanta's back. Missed you, Jay.
Yay. Come on the fan reaction show after the game.
Please do that.
Newcastle free kick from a nice breakout from Sean Longstaff.
What time are you actually on, Sam? I'm obviously a little bit behind.
Oh, it's Miggy Almer, I'm sorry. I'm just approaching 5 minutes now.
Jesus, I'm a good 1 minute behind. That's fine.
Are you really?
Yeah, his goal is usually quite a good stream. It's behind tonight.
Oh, was that the one that you sent me the other week? Because that was positively shite.
I don't know. I think I might have sent you a VIP Pro.
Oh, okay.
But Liam sent me one the other day and it was literally bang on.
Really?
Yeah.
Free kick comes in. Lascelles heads on. Leeds clear. And I think it was Manquillo that fucked up and Leeds try and get it away, but Maxi's got it on the left-hand side. He looks like he wants to cut in, and he is doing. Richie's on the overlap. Cross comes in. Keeper gathers.
Who have Aston Villa got this weekend?
Oh, my missus won't know that. I've been to more Villa games in the away end than her. Oh, checking Google and BBC Sport as we speak. Hardcore Villa fan that she is.
Everton tomorrow at 5:30.
I know.
Oh,
There we go.
that'd be an interesting one.
Oh, no, you're playing Rafa Benitez, of course.
Yeah.
Who just proves once again he doesn't need a lot of money to spend to do, half decent stuff.
Oh, he's had a fantastic start, hasn't he? It's just proves a lot of doubters wrong as well, which is exactly what I wanted for him.
ASM's got the ball. Give it to ASM and see what happens. I mean, he's tried to pick out. He's just hit it into space there, and Sean Longstaff sprinted after it. I mean, we're pressing and trying to chase down.
I don't
know. Just stream the actual channel on IP.
I don't have it upstairs at the moment, unfortunately, mate. It's something I need to get sorted, to be honest.
So, bad luck there.
Thoughts on Rafa at Everton? He's doing a very good job so far. Exactly what I expected.
There has been a yellow card brandished to Matt Ritchie.
That's dirty.
He's tugged back Rafinha in the face. So, yellow card.
Yellow card.
So, Leeds will have a free kick. Oh no, Leeds won't have a free kick yet because Rafinha is still rolling around. I feel like we need a phone-in topic of conversation. Score predictions followed with favourite type of cuisine. Go.
I'll start. I'm going to go with I hate being negative. I'm going to go with a 2-1 victory for the away team.
Oh, you reeled me in then.
And my favourite cuisine, I love Indian food. Absolutely love Indian food.
Del Boy tie 2-1 Newcastle. That's exactly the kind of spirit I want.
Strong suggestions.
Horror movie mad. I'm not reading yours out because you have not included a cuisine. Same role with you, Peter, although you are a member, actually, so I will keep you happy. 5-0 to Leeds.
5? Oh, even with the depleted side?
I mean, they've got a depleted defence, but we've not got
that's true.
Attack. Although, having said that, we still have been scoring goals, haven't we? It's just the other end.
This is true. Rob Lewandowski with the first super chat in a long time, to be fair. Thank you very much.
Is 22 knocks?
I don't know what that is.
I mean, that's probably like 4 pence. It's either 4 pence or a grand.
It's definitely not a grand. Genuinely, I don't know. Could you convert that? Can you let us know what the currency conversion is, Rob? But thank you very much.
Well, thank you, Rob. Yeah. Oh, and he is an absolute ledge as well. Indian 2-2. So yeah, well done, Rob. I'm going for Indian 2-0 Leeds as well. So
for the top 4, Manchester City top, Chelsea in a close second, and then I'll go Liverpool and Manchester United in 4th, I think.
It's Norwegian crowns, and Kevin Scott says it's £1.67.
Perfect, thank you.
Thank you very much. Jane Atlanta 1-1 Indian.
I feel like this is why we've got the best fans, because we all agree on the cuisine as well. And I'll go to Thai. Thai is fine as well.
I mean, Indian or Kelly says 3-1 Italian. Leeds. 3-1 to Leeds.
Yeah.
What?
Oh, get out of the house.
Any particular Italian dish?
The thing is with Italian... Hang on. Craig, Indian 2-0 Leeds. Thank you, Craig. Steve, 3-1 Leeds and Italian. Milky, 2-1. Actually, we're getting... This is blown.
I love it.
2-1 Leeds, Vindaloo, which is Indian.
Definitely good for a Vindaloo. If I've got in the right mindset as well, I'll enjoy one of those.
Leeds are on the attack, and Darlow saves. It was fine. I got distracted by curries.
The
Food, not
numbers
the
are going up.
chain
We've
of
got about
electrical stuff.
30 extra viewers and jumped in, and we're talking about Indian food.
Yeah.
I think the numbers do tend to go up when we talk about food for some reason.
Geordie Sancaster, 5-2 Chinese. Steve, a few people enjoy a sore ass by the
This is
sounds
very
of
true,
it.
Steve.
Harry Carr, who is at work, who is my employee for another 1 hour, 50 minutes, 3-0 Leeds and Indian. Empty the machines and do your fucking job.
Brilliant.
Not,
Yeah.
Katsu. Oh, Katsu's Japanese, isn't it?
I think so. I don't know. I don't know. It might actually be an English derivative. I don't know.
I don't know, but Leeds are on the attack again. Calvin Phillips to Bamford.
I've just seen Jay's though about brisket. Like, I'm all for some
And it's
good
1-0
American
to
barbecue.
Leeds United. It's 1-0 Leeds, and it's an absolute peach of a goal.
Who scored? Rafinha.
Rafinha, it is.
Was it actually Rafinha?
It was.
Brilliant.
So Bamford spread it out wide to Rafinha, who's on the right-hand touchline about 30 yards out, cuts inside, and it's crossed in. Lascelles is in the middle with an attacker. He's let the ball bounce, which has outfoxed Darlow, and it's trickled all the way through. Poor goal to concede, really.
Really. Get out of our club, Steve Bruce. Those are the cries from the chat.
Here we go again. I mean, it was a fine finish, but again, it's one of them that the defence is going to look at and think, "Why? How have we conceded that? That's just shit."
What has happened to this defence?
Don't know. It looked impregnable under Rafa, didn't it?
But there were even times last year where we looked relatively solid. Not for the majority of the season, but not as bad as it has been the start of this season. Fucking hell! I've just seen the goal now.
You know what I mean? Once you that's in an area where the defender has to deal with it.
Yeah.
It's in that area of corridor of uncertainty, isn't it?
That's it. When you're a kid and you're taught to play football out on the wing, when you're crossing the ball, that's where you're taught to put it, in the area.
Yeah. So
and that is why.
I mean, I know that Lascelles has got a man with him, but do you think he's the one that's got to deal with it, or is that Darlow just being a bit sloppy?
I think it's a bit of both, but I'm also think that Matt Ritchie's, was it Matt Ritchie or was it Miggy? One of them's not pressuring Rafinha enough for me. Like he's giving him 15 yards to put the ball in the box there.
And of course, Ritchie's on a yellow now as well.
Yeah. So that's going to happen a lot more throughout the game. Rafinha, in fact, yeah, he is eating well. Lucky goal, you can still beat these Muppets. Kelsey, Turkish Tantuni. What's Turkish Tantuni? Please educate me.
Turkish stuff, isn't it?
I'm just interested to know what it is specifically. At home, and we look like the away team. It's the same every week, Kevin.
Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much. I mean, the viewers have just, if you have just joined us, Kelsey isn't going mad typing Turkish Tatini. We were after score predictions and favourite cuisine. Yeah, Turkish stuff, innit?
I'm also interested to know what people actually think when they come onto a Newcastle channel and there's two Midlanders commentating on it.
Yeah, there is that. Awkward,
it does always make me laugh.
Well, it is.
Newcastle don't want the ball. 70% possession for Leeds at St James's. Well, I don't know why we're all
Must-lose
surprised.
match. Must-lose match. I'm guessing you meant must-lose match.
Daniel's not happy.
Norwich fan don't know who to cheer for. Stay quiet. Your neighbours will thank you. I mean, he's hit that from like 30 odd yards out as well. That's. I mean, a bit of anticipation from Darlow wouldn't have gone amiss.
No, definitely not. Seems like Newcastle every week plays with PSG. So disappointing.
Or it makes it look like we're playing against PSG. I think that's his point. Leeds are on the attack again. We haven't had one proper attack yet.
Newcastle are supported worldwide. Oh, absolutely. I was not.
Click shoots from outside the area. Darlow saves. He saved it. Be nice if we had a shot today, innit?
Yes. Tantuni is a wrap that has either chicken or I've missed it.
Where? Hang on, I'll get it. Where? Yes.
Chicken beef inside with Mediterranean spices. That sounds divine. Could go for a Tantuni wrap right now.
Yeah, I'm hearing
you. What was I going to say? I was going to say something relatively interesting.
Oh, Leeds are in here again. Bloody hell. They've got a corner. Rafinha's pulling all the strings. Richie's got to be so careful as well today. He's done well there, really, just to get away with conceding a corner.
Someone's already been chucked out, Lee just said in the chat.
Apparently, yeah, that was the rumour, wasn't it, that loads of Leeds fans... Oh, what's going on here? 18 minutes and a load of stewards are rushing over to somewhere. Looks like they're heading towards Strawberry Corner direction.
Oh, really?
I mean, fine, if you want to... Look, I mean, I've done it. I've been to a Newcastle away game. As Rafinha strikes, Jesus Christ... There's 5 defenders there, and we've barely managed to get it away. This defence is sleepwalking us into relegation. Yeah, what Paul says. Yeah, so if you were a Leeds fan,
yeah,
buying a home ticket, I've no real problem with it because I've done it.
Same.
But don't go in the Gallagate end or Strawberry Corner. Sit in the main stand and shut up. Oh, we nearly equalised, but Almiron hits it wide.
Yeah, I will admit, like I've sat in the whole end a few times, but that's either on my own or with my missus being very, very quiet. You know, not going with a bunch of lads looking for the round. Which I'm not suggesting that all Leeds fans are doing that, because I imagine you're not. But there's always a few idiots on either side, isn't there? Because and it was frustrating to read, because actually we get on with so many Leeds fans in this chat, and then I'm like, the last thing you want is any sort of animosity in the ground.
Yeah. Graham Jones and Steve Bruce have just shouted to Matt Ritchie, bellowed to Matt Ritchie to get him to come over to them. They're both having a word now. They're both talking at him.
Well, where are all these paper aeroplanes?
He got stuck. Darlow's just received a bit of treatment.
I hope there's much more than a few idiots in any group. I think that's a bit unfair, mate, to be fair.
I've heard this from certain... They're now talking at Isaac Hayden. I've heard this. Like, this is what I've heard. This is not my opinion, because I'm not I've not experienced them enough. But Leeds fans in the ground can be a bit of a D's, but the ones that tend to not be there sound, as we've experienced with 99% of. We have a lot of Leeds fans in the chat.
Yeah.
And my father-in-law. As Rafinha is in space again.
Yeah, I don't really get where it all comes from. I know obviously there's been things in Europe and things like that where people have been stabbed and things like that. But I don't think that warrants this kind of brush that they're being painted with, that they're really aggressive fans. I've not seen it personally. I could be wrong, obviously, but I think you just get that with everyone if you look in the right places. Jesus Christ, when we're at Villa Park, you go around to particular places, there'll be people kicking off all the time. We saw at West Brom and Millwall the other day. Do you know what I mean? Every club's got them.
Willock, Joe Willock, couldn't get out of his feet.
Leeds fans just can't handle their rail. Leeds fans are crazy at the match, but fine outside the ground these days. Fair enough. It's been a long time since I've been to the Leeds ground, so I can't comment really.
Oh, that might be looked at for a penalty to Leeds. Mike Dean didn't give it on the field, but Newcastle are coming away with it with Manquillo on the right. ASM now, no one is in the box, and ASM's beat his man. If he can pull it back to Almiron, who squares it, Joe Linton's just hit it straight at the keeper from 6 yards out. That should have been 1-1. That should have been 1-1.
I mean, yeah, it's not what you want to see about laughing at people, but let's be honest, Liverpool fans absolutely jumped the fucking gun about Harvey Elliott because that was never a sending off, and everyone was calling for whoever it was to be banned from football. Like it wasn't a bad tackle. It was unbelievably unlucky. And our fans the other day were singing about Cristiano Ronaldo being a sex offender, so we can't exactly talk.
Banter, innit?
Yeah.
So we've got 24 minutes gone, so we're halfway through the first half. Biggest chance of the game just fell to Joe Linton, who hit it straight at the keeper, who made himself big, to be fair, but it's a chance you got to be taking. But there you go.
How does Joe Linton always hit it straight at the keeper? I actually don't know. I don't know. Because he can get him he starts to get himself into some good positions. And I do like the little chop back and Cruyff turn that he's got, because there's several times he's used that this season. He sold quite a few people with it. But if he's one-on-one with the keeper, I just have no faith in him scoring.
No.
How's Joe Linton? But yeah, I've just caught up with a chance. Like, how he still managed to hit the keeper there is beyond me. Bless him.
Just fucking score it, mate, as Leeds nearly go 2-0 up whilst Sky are showing a replay.
In 40 years of attending games, 90% of all Leeds fans I've ever interacted with have been violent, aggressive, racist or homophobic or sexist or misogynistic or well, that's your experience. I can't comment on that, bud, to be fair.
I mean, he's backed up his claim with a percentage. Thoughts?
I have no comments on. I've not experienced any of that personally, so
no, me neither. Graham Jones bollocking Matt.
Just out of interest, MH, who do you support? Because I noticed you're not a Newcastle fan.
Ashley out, because that's the only way Bruce will be gone. I mean, let's not forget, it's all down to Ashley. It comes from the top to bottom. So, MH is a
Brighton fan. What brings you to the chat, mate? Just out of interest.
Why not? It's a Friday night.
I agree.
He wants to see some football/cuisine chat as Manquillo gets fouled and has stayed down injured as Leeds.
Did MH give us his favourite cuisine?
No, I don't think he did. We're all waiting.
Fair enough, mate. Fair enough.
We need Dummett. Hayden is not a defender.
Chinese was your
Chinese,
cuisine of choice.
Well done. You're more than welcome. Do check out the rest of the channel. We've got some fantastic stuff on here. We really do. I'll supply us with a clip at half time from last night's Greenwood and Mulliner show.
Please do, because it was very entertaining.
Did you watch it?
I did. I watched it. I don't think I've got anything left to catch up on from yourself and Johnny, to be fair. Pretty much done everyone, I think, now. I look forward to them. They are very, very interesting. And last night was hilarious. Absolutely hilarious.
I did enjoy last night's recording, I have to admit.
You could tell.
I'm just going to... Oh.
Thank you very much, Andrew. Very much appreciated, mate. If you've not subscribed, please subscribe to the channel.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, and that. And, of course, please like the vid.
Absolutely.
And we do have a membership option as well, as we approach the half an hour mark of this glorious first half, where we've had one shot on target.
Oh, we've got a charity matchup with Newcastle Fans TV and Sunderland Fans TV, if you didn't know.
Yes, you do. I'm not playing in that.
You're not.
Tell us about it while I mute my mic and download the video ready for half time.
Okay. We are... well, I think this is the rematch. I think Johnny had one and Lee had one set up back in 2019, and they run out winners in the last minute, 4-3. I think it was the last kick of the game. I think it was an own goal. Johnny and the guys at Sunderland Fans TV have come back together to set that up this year to push a lot more charitable work for Be a Game Changer, which obviously we're huge advocates of on both channels. It's at the Beacon of Light, so thank you very much to them for allowing us all to do that. And I believe the kickoff is around 12:30, but there'll be lots of content from both channels, highlights. Yeah, I think it's myself, Matt, Johnny, Lee, Josh. I think, is Rubenstein playing?
I don't know. Is Adam playing as well?
I can't remember. No, I think
Adam
pulled out.
I'm not playing. That's the head and tail of it.
Yeah, it's 7-a-side. I thought we might play in 5-a-side with 2 subs, but it'll be very interesting. So there is that coming up on the channel. What else have we got coming up, Sam?
Oh, stuff.
Just lots of stuff.
Lots of stuff on both channels.
Yeah.
So we'll be covering. We've got loads of Greenwood and Mulliner shows coming up. We've got obviously all the content from Sunday's game. We'll have coverage from the women's game, an under-23 roundup on NFTV Extra as well. And then we'll have just all sorts, and we'll be doing it all over again next week as ASM chips a ball straight into Meslier's hands.
That was a beautiful strike from Calvin Phillips, and I'm a bit behind on target, and I think that's in, isn't it?
100%.
Budweiser. Haven't had a bottle of Budweiser for a long time. Kelsey says we're horrific tonight. It's like we're playing away.
I mean, it's pretty much the same every game so far this season.
Most of the expats I've met over here, they're more reserved types, generalising, of course.
Bamford's into the box, but surrounded by 3 players, and Sean Longstaff brings it out. Rafinha is a wizard, I'll tell you that now. That's a fantastic pass from Sean to find ASM in space. He's going it alone. He's beaten one. He's crossed it in straight to Calvin Phillips. But Calvin Phillips has given it away back in the box to Miggy, who squares it to Joe Willock, who's all alone and skies it. Brilliant. Well done, Joe.
I would want Bruce out before Ashley. I think that would be inevitable anyway.
Well, I think I disagree with that, because I think if Ashley goes, Bruce would probably follow, whereas the same couldn't be said for the other way around.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Fair enough. Fair enough. ASM will leave in January, says Tony. Tony, where do you think he goes? Because I don't think he's having a great season, to be honest. I think he's got bags of talent, and there's absolutely a high ceiling for him. But I think inside the top 7, if it's one of those teams, you're taking a gamble on him personally.
Tottenham, perhaps.
Yeah, I think he'd hate
That's
it
a
though.
crunching tackle. That is a crunching tackle, but a fair one. And Miggy brings it out to ASM, and Joe Linton's just casually always give it away anyway. It doesn't really matter.
I am
Brilliant.
travel tomorrow, Sunday morning. Sunday morning, putting it out, mate. First thing Sunday morning, providing. Well, it's being recorded tomorrow, and it'll go out on Sunday morning. So yes, providing it doesn't clash with anything else, that is.
No, it won't clash with. When you putting out? Did you say? Sorry.
I'm
Sunday
recording
morning?
it tomorrow. I'm just going to schedule it to go out on Sunday morning if there's nothing going out.
Well, there isn't because it's the charity game. You'll be driving up, wouldn't you, on Sunday?
No, I'm just going to schedule it to go out.
Okay.
So I'm going to record it tomorrow, upload it, and then just schedule it to go out. I say Sunday morning. I might do it closer to the kickoff times, maybe 3 o'clock in the afternoon or something. I don't know. It depends on when the guys are putting the videos up.
Pass.
Because I don't imagine they'll be going home and uploading straight away. People will probably wanting to go to the pub and stuff, won't they?
I would guess so. Would you really want to go to a pub in Sunderland?
I had a look at I think it was, what was it? I was going to get the coach or the train up so the missus could have the car. It's not even possible on a Sunday. Which is a nightmare.
It's all pretty comfortable for Leeds at the moment. And Rafinha is a menace who squares it to Phillips, and it's, oh my God, it should be 2-0. Click as a shot at the edge of the box, deflected, and Darlow barely manages to keep it in his hands. Wowzer.
Trust the process. They would need to offload Origi before they can bring in anyone else.
SM's getting a bit more time and space on the ball. He's still going. Oh, Miggy fell over just when he was about to shoot. Rich is on the edge of the box. Hits it right-footed. Hits the post.
God
comes back out
damn.
and no one is there. We've got a corner. Promising. That was better.
Nobody in the box to follow up.
No, Joe Linton flat-footed. But yeah, Richie hits it with his right. Keeper's beaten. Hits the inside of the post and comes back out. Leeds get it away for a corner, which will be taken by Matt Ritchie. See, this is where we've got defenders in there who are dangerous from set pieces. Lascelles and Clark, they love a good header in the box, don't they? The cross comes in and no one's there, and the keeper claims. That was good, brilliant, great. MOT. I must remember to book my car in. Actually, that's reminded me. Thank you, Ray.
Just going back to Fragback Gaming. How much trouble are we in this season, Sam?
How much trouble are we in?
Yeah, he asked how much trouble he thinks we'll be in this season.
I think we're going down, personally.
Fair enough.
It's just got relegation written all over it. Do you not think?
Yeah, 100%. 100%. I don't see any other outcome as it stands. But like I said, the last thing I wanted to be was how we were last season, because we ended up looking quite stupid, but it just feels a bit different this season.
It does. It does. I mean, this is the same squad that finished 12th last season, essentially.
Yeah.
But something's just not right, is it?
Good evening, Liam. This is my co-host from Fourth and Inches podcast. How are you, sir? Please leave your Aston Villa chat at the door.
Yeah. Shoes off at the door as well whilst you're at the door. Yeah. I mean, like every game apart from Man United this season, you look at an hour before kickoff and you think, well, this game is winnable. Same with tonight, West Ham, Villa, Southampton.
Aston Villa was the epitome, wasn't it? We all stood there and we knew what we wanted to see from the Aston Villa side and from the Newcastle side. And we got it. Before, we were all quite tentative, but we got it and we're like, we're winning this. Like, there's no way we're not winning this game. And it was just pathetic.
Yeah, I mean, could have been all different if Wilson would have buried that one-on-one.
That first
chance, swings a corner in. And Miggy is trying to bring it away, but he can't. And he's done 720. That's 2 360s. And he's tried to bring it out. And he's been fouled clearly, but Mike Dean hasn't give it. And Leeds are now on the attack. That looked a clear foul. I mean, if Leeds score from this, they've won a corner from it. And Mike Dean just said no chance because he's an arrogant swine. And Sky are just showing it now. And it looked like Miggy dived.
Oh, really? Might as well play with 10 men with Joe Lington on the field. Problems in this order: the owner, the manager, the squad.
Yeah, pretty much.
Agreed.
Miggy's been booked for diving.
England's women's team are stuffing Macedonia 6-0.
So they should.
Well, should we watch that instead?
Quality England. Like no Steph Houghton as well for England. Yeah, good team.
Oh, why are we so bad? What were the odds for us to win today?
Dolly Parton 9-5.
Were they legitimately 16-1 against Manchester United?
Yes.
Wowzers. Just for the win. Kendo says harsh. Was it a harsh booking?
We dived, so...
Go with no then.
Newcastle 1 shot on target, Leeds 5 shots on target in the opening 40 minutes.
The score is just at the bottom, Joe. I think it's just gone off. It's 1-0 to Leeds, mate. But it's on the ticker along the bottom. Rafinha with the opener. Yeah. Poor defensive play from Newcastle. I think we should have dealt with it a lot better. But he's whipped it in from the right-hand side. Looked more of a cross. Put it in the area. I don't know who dummied it. Who dummied it, Sam, in the middle?
Rodrigo, I think.
Rodrigo. Darlow's not anticipated, and it's ended up in the far corner. Who will Bruce blame for tonight's defeat? Gosh knows. Steve Bruce looks stressed as well. Leeds are getting a Newcastle goal quite easily. His own team looked disjointed and thousands of fans are calling for his head. It's about time.
I was surprised we got rid of Rafa. We didn't get rid of him.
He was kind of basically pushed out the door. Didn't want to renew for what was on the table.
5 minutes to half time. There is more goals in this game.
Yes.
Are they?
Is there going to be any from us though?
TBC. But don't get your hopes up.
I shall try not to. I was surprised Arsenal didn't go for Rafa before Everton.
Yeah. I mean, they already had a manager though, didn't they?
Liam says Almiron is woeful. Now, I don't know about what are your thoughts on this, Sam? I get this from quite a lot of Aston Villa fans. I think they only see him in very sparse amounts, but a lot of them don't rate him at all. Can you see why?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I can see why. Very inconsistent. Played a lot better at Old Trafford, didn't he?
yeah, he had a good game.
You know, it's just not enough. We don't get enough from him. You could argue he's been played a bit out of position in centre mid. He's used to playing a bit further forward, but at the end of the day, there's plenty of chances to get further up the pitch against the sort of teams we've been playing so far this season. Man United aside,
Yeah.
we don't. The bottom line is we don't see enough of him as often as we should.
I wholeheartedly agree. See, Liam, when I'm actually on here, I do talk sense. Everything I say in the group is to wind you up, sir. Think Leeds
Newcastle on the attack. Joe Linton back post if the cross is good, which it isn't. But Newcastle win a throw towards the corner flag. Willock's got it now. Enters the box, squares. I mean, that is just shit.
I've got a 14-second clip that from the group. I don't know if you want to pop that on at halftime as well, Sam. Of the stewards trying to arrest someone.
Is that on
Can email
our...
it over. It's on the NFTV chat, yeah.
Okay. I will endeavour.
It's a shame Newcastle are playing like they're away, making this predictable Leeds team look almost good. Liam says 8 goals and 84 appearances isn't good enough, plus how long it took him to actually get an assist for the club. Don't come at me with statistics, Liam.
There's a lot of statistics and percentages being bandied around tonight, isn't there?
Yeah, I don't like it. Can't argue against those.
2 minutes to half time. Willock bombing forward. Gives it to Joe Linton. Now we're going to see something special. Joe Linton he's about 6 yards out. Lays it back to saint-maximin. Beats one. Beats two. And buries it. Absolutely buries it. It's 1-1. It's saint-maximin. Right on the stroke of half time. Newcastle 1. Leeds 1. Lovely stuff.
Richie looks fired up though, showing a bit of passion. He always does, Liam. He's just defensively tired. It would probably be the best analogy for him. The reason that I haven't jumped out of my chair shouting is because 1, I'm behind, and 2, I can't be bothered. I can't be bothered.
Great work from Joe down the low. It was Willock that broke, found Joe Linton in space. The Leeds defenders will all be looking at each other here. So Joe Linton took it down, pulled it back, sold Ayling. ASM on the edge of the box, runs with it, beats 2, beats 3, and then fires it in the corner. Lovely stuff.
Lovely.
He's absolutely done. Calvin Phillips, their number 3 has dived in. And then Willock, fantastic jump by Willock to get out of the way of the shot. And yeah, it's 1-1, and we've got away with it. I said there'd be more goals in this game.
You did. Oh, no. Why would you do that? I'm just catching up to see the goal and my stream's gone dead. What a load of horse shit. Oh, I'm back.
See, when you said that, even though I'm way ahead of you, I thought you were about to say the goal had been ruled out by VAR.
I wouldn't do that, Sam.
But we're back underway.
It's a great finish. He's done very well with keeping the ball close to his feet to not give it away as well. Selling, 3 or 4 players?
Rafinha.
He's opening his body. Go on, Maxi.
Right, this is where we've been fucking up these past few weeks. Let's see it out till half time and get in at 1-1. We conceded with the last kick of the first half at Villa. We conceded towards the end of the first half against Man United. Let's see this out till half time and don't be dicks.
Yes, just don't be dicks. But again, Joe Linton, he's done this in the last 3 games, I think. He's cut inside from the wing and he's picked out the right pass. And he's done that several times. But it just proves time and time again that he's not a striker, and he can be. He can be, and I say this very tentatively, he can be useful. I'm going to use the word useful at times.
Andy Williams, I can ASM at Villa. I'm assuming you mean you want ASM at Villa. I mean, I want an 11-inch penis, but it's never going to happen. So, bad luck there. 2 poor teams. Yes. Yeah.
MH will down a bottle of JD if Newcastle win this. Well, I was going to have a bet. I was going to come out and say that if Newcastle win, I will quit NFTV. That's how confident I was that we were going to lose. But I'm going to not say that now, just in case, because I don't want to quit NFTV. Silly. Pardon?
Pete, that's just Peter. See, he's stuck. Hold your head up high, Peter Kane. Not just because you're a member of Newcastle Fans TV on YouTube. Hit that join button. He's got ASM as his captain in his fantasy team. Well done, sir. I salute you. It's just approaching half time. 30 seconds to go in stoppage time. The ball is just around the outside of the Leeds area. Leeds do get it clear, though. ASM's got it on the left touch line. Beating their defender 3 times. They can't get out their feet quick enough, and Leeds have broke. This should be half time, but Leeds are charging up the pitch, and Rafinha is all alone. If the cross is Rafinha's got it. Darlow saved it. I don't know how. Oh my God, Skullmouth scramble. Oh my God, it should be 2-1 Leeds. Oh my God, that was horrific. Leeds should have scored. They had 3 clear-cut chances within the space of 15 seconds.
I'm catching up. Is it as the referee?
Hayden, I think, with the initial block. And then I think it's come to it was their number 3. And that is half time. Wow. So Newcastle nearly shoot themselves in the foot there. That is a huge stroke of luck. It should be 2-1.
I'm just catching up.
Go on then.
Here it is. Who was it breaking away?
Leeds.
It was a great ball, to be fair, as well, to pick him out of the back stick. Oh, who was that? Who's that come off? Hayden?
Yeah.
The first block?
Yeah.
Oh, that reminds me of championship season when we just didn't concede.
Hayden, shades of Czech Tiote with that block.
R.I.P., you legend.
Absolute man. So it's half time. So we've got a couple of clips to go through. What do you want to see first? Let's see the clip that Lee sent in on the Newcastle Fans TV WhatsApp group between us. I'll play that for you now. Do that. Shit kicking off in the
in the ground. Was it a Leeds fan? Yeah. Hey, what other channel gives you in the ground highlights? Let me tell you, none.
Exactly. Jay in Atlanta, how did they not score? I don't know. But yeah, we got it was Furpo, by the way. Thank you, Ogre Glazer Trek Shire. I mean, it's a very funny name, but it's too long. It's too big. But yeah, good. Yeah, wowzer. So, can I plug the Greenwood and Mulliner show?
Yes, absolutely.
So, the Greenwood and Mulliner show is myself and Johnny, if you don't already know. It is the only podcast on Newcastle Fans TV. Each week we interview someone different. We have had Newcastle United legends on, Nobby Solano, Alan Shearer, Les Ferdinand, Warren Barton, Lee Clark, Andy Griffin, Stephen Carr. There are others. Stevie Caldwell, nicest man alive. We've had journalists on: Henry Winter, George Colkin, Chris Waff, Andy Musgrove, Gibbo.
Female boxers.
We've had world champions, Carl.
Yes,
Savannah
you bloody
Martin.
have.
April Hunter as well. They'll both be boxing next month live on Sky Sports at Newcastle. We've had entertainers, we've had broadcasters: Pete Graves, Ed Chamberlain. We've had commentators: Peter Drury on the show.
Drury.
Each week, we interview someone new. And last night, we were in the company of Newcastle-based comedian Ant Young, who's a huge Newcastle United fan and does the greatest impression of a crying baby you'll ever hear. Take a look at this.
Going from a cat meow to the baby cry, it's just all up in the nasal passage. So it's like... And like I say on stage, I don't need to do the facial expression. I can literally do this. Which is horrible. So yeah, the baby cry.
Is that big sound's gone?
Fucking ridiculous.
He's gone.
Loved it. And honestly, it was so funny. So funny. I think the first time I saw, I think you put a clip in before we actually you uploaded the podcast, and I didn't really know what was going on. So when I first listened to it, I was like, I just had it. It just popped up in the background. I must have clicked it. So I've immediately checked to see whether my son was crying, and in actual fact, it was him. So yeah, it was very, very, very funny.
Yeah, I mean, exactly. Well, this is, yeah. Yeah.
Subscribe.
Subscribe and you'll find out David Johansson. Just if you've walked in that late and that's what you've turned on, but yeah, it's 1.5 time. Yeah, do like and subscribe to the Greenwood and Mullen show, and please leave a 5-star review so we can keep it going up on the podcast, iTunes algorithm.
How are you actually getting on there? Like, do you get to see any sort of rankings or anything like that, or?
I haven't yet because we switched providers not that long ago. So I'm still waiting. Who did you go from? We went from we're with Acast now. So
who did you use Anchor previously, or?
No, never used Anchor. We were with Podomatic.
Podomatic, okay.
Like a smaller kind of one. But no, we're with one of the big boys now, so I'm just awaiting some analytics.
Very nice.
Yes. It's me and Carl doing the fan reaction. It's me and it's us all the way through tonight. It
is.
Unlucky people, lucky people.
Did we manage to play Lee's Manscaped clip as well? Because I haven't seen this week's one. Was it funny?
We played at the start. Yeah, it said that me and you both have smooth balls, I think.
That's the second week in a row he spoke about my balls. I'm not quite sure how I've come into the conversation.
Don't know. I don't know, but just showing the finish again there from ASM. Joe Linton does. If he was just a bit quicker.
Yeah. But then in the same breath, he's deceptively quick at times. Off the mark.
I mean, to be fair, Leeds have 7 defenders in the box when ASM shoots and scores. They have 7 defenders in the box. So 8 players, including the goalkeeper, in the box when ASM score. So, mad. No, he wasn't. Check out Ant Young on Facebook and YouTube. It's part of his stand-up routine. It's brilliant. It's very, very funny indeed. We've had a few comedians on now as well. Lauren
We'd
Patterson
really like to get, and I speak on Sam's behalf here, we'd really like to get Asim Chowdhury on, and I managed to talk to him a couple of times. I think Sam has, and he ummed and ahed about it. So if anyone can get in touch with him via social media and push the narrative for him to come on, that would be great. Because I saw he actually did a podcast not so long ago. I don't know if you saw that, Sam. He did quite a small podcast. It was relatively funny. So yeah, it'd be class if he would come on.
Yeah, I'd love that. I've been rewatching People Just Do Nothing, the series, because they
Yeah.
released a film lately, didn't they? It's kind of like I don't know whether you've seen it, Carl, but it's like a cross between The Office and Ali G.
So
would say.
I watched the series, but I haven't watched the film. What else was he
Same.
doing
I
as
haven't
well?
seen the film.
But my dad absolutely loves it. He went and seen the film and he saw it, said it was fantastic. What's that other program that he was on as well with Greg Davies, Taskmaster? He was really funny on Taskmaster. I loved it.
He was brilliant on Taskmaster, and I think he did the most genius task ever. Was how he did his big announcement, where just one random show he announced he was vegan, and then 3 shows later he had to do an announcement, and then he said, "Oh, remember a few weeks ago when I announced I was vegan?" I was just genius.
I'm trying to remember. No, I can't remember, but I enjoyed it. I really enjoyed watching him on it. I just can't remember any sort of specifics right now. But yeah, I'd go back and watch him. He's actually the only reason that I found it funny first. I don't know which season that was when he went onto it, and it was my missus that was watching it, and I didn't really know who Asim Chowdhury was at the time, to be completely honest. I didn't correlate him. So when it was on, I was like, he's fucking hilarious. Like, I need to keep watching this. Yeah, really, really funny guy. And he's so down to earth. Like, you can quite happily chat to him on his Twitch streams and stuff like that. He's really, like, comes across a really nice guy. But I think he's just very busy.
Yeah. Oh, well, when you've just released a movie.
But he's really into his music as well, isn't he?
Yeah, yeah. Well, haven't they just, the lads from that show, haven't they just released an actual proper album?
I'd be very surprised if they didn't. I think, yeah it was
like a modern day Spinal Tap all of a sudden. But yeah.
What's that for?
If we get much crowd trouble on a normal...
No, I can't really remember any time there's been any significant crowd trouble at St James's.
No. But, you know, like I say, if you're a Leeds fan, I mean, if you got tickets in the home end, fine. I think the last time it kicked off was, remember when it was that Saturday night game against Liverpool, the 3-2.
It's funny you should say that. Like, one of the lads come round to see the little one today, and he's a Liverpool fan. And I was talking to him about the Leeds stuff, and he said, because he comes and sits in the home, and he had half a season ticket with us, to be fair, so he come up to Newcastle quite a lot. But that game, he said it was ridiculous. Newcastle fans and Liverpool fans just literally just running at each other, just trying to kick the shit out of each other.
If you're going to go in the home end, you've got to kind of be willing to sit on your hands and...
Yeah.
I mean, that's what I did in West Brom, and we went 3-0 up. Think how I was feeling.
Definitely.
So, I mean, we scored the third right on half time, and I jumped up, but I managed to kind of transition into a walk down to the gantry. So, I got away with it.
I've never got it because, you know, when I was younger, I knock about with quite a lot of lads that are into going away for the scrap with Aston Villa and stuff like that. And there was always a bit of a reprobate when I was growing up a little bit. But going to the football, sitting in the home and at another club, there isn't, especially if I'm on my own or just with like one mate or my missus, there is no way on God's green earth, regardless of how much I thought I could handle myself, that I would put myself in a position where the opposition fans are going to try and gym me. Like, I just wouldn't do it. Just wouldn't do it. And I just never ever get it. I never get it. Never get it.
I find it all a bit sad and petty.
It is.
Zato has spelt ASM wrong and accidentally spelt Sam, but I'll take it. I'll take it. And I am taking it. So
I love that.
What's the story with subscription? Does it only last a month? No. Pass.
What in terms of subscribing to the channel? No, it should be a regular thing, Barbara. If you're talking about because I think you were a member previously.
Yeah.
If you're talking about your membership, I think you have to redo that yourself. I think. Do you have to resubscribe, or is it auto renewal? I don't know.
I think it might be. I don't know.
You might have an option to tick
Andrew's
either
in
one.
the comments. Andrew will tell me. or one of the other ones, Peter. There's a few watching. Jay in Atlanta will know. What Jay in Atlanta don't know about membership isn't worth knowing.
The trick is when your team scores to exclaim loudly as if you're pissed off. Yeah, that's not a bad shout. Just shout like fucking hell. Yeah.
I'm hearing you. But yeah, I don't see the point in needlessly aggravating people. Yeah, it's just...
Why? I just like you're going to watch your team, having a few beers. You know, I get it. You want to enjoy yourself, but to the point where you're literally going to put yourself in danger and piss people off. Like, what is the point? What do you gain from that?
No, I find it all very sad and pathetic, to be honest. But there you go. Yeah. Why not just sit at home watching it on the internet and talking about colours?
Exactly.
Again, the food, not the electrical store. So, yeah, second half coming up very shortly. Predictions for the okay. Let's do this because it was popular in the first half. Let's get some more score predictions in the comments, please, ladies and gents. And what do we need? So we did favourite cuisine with your score prediction in the first half. What should we do with these ones now?
I'd like to know everyone's favourite TV series.
Good. Yes. Okay, go. And we're not reading them out unless you give both answers. Favourite TV series and a score prediction as the teams come out for the second half. No changes from the looks
straight in there, but we need your score prediction, mate. Oh, there he is.
And it's a shame because it's a very good show. The Wire 2-2 from Rob Lemongolski, who donated in the first half.
Who's the gentleman that's just passed away from The Wire? What's his name? The actor.
Oh,
oh God, I can't remember his name.
Oh, don't. That's going to annoy me. We'll come back to it. Del Boy, The Sopranos 2-1. Craig, Supernatural 3-1. Leeds. Oh, this Dexter. Is very popular. Deathbane, Dexter 2-3. Milky 1-2. Vera. Yes. Oh, 11. Yeah. Omar from The Wire, Michael Williams.
Oh, yes. Sorry, yeah. I was in my own world. Yeah, rest in peace, sir. Rest in peace.
Yeah, Breaking Bad 2-1. Family Strokes 2-2. I mean, they're coming in thick and fast, Carl. You've really hit a nerve with the Geordie Nation here. As the SpongeBob. That brings us on nicely. What kids' baby shows are you watching with your little one at the moment?
Nothing. I've just black and white sensory stuff on YouTube, to be honest. That, and we've got like a little book with black and white sensory things as well. He's literally like hypnotized by it, which is so interesting. I was actually going to ask you about this as well. Like white noise, like, it's crazy. Literally, there's a white noise audio on Amazon, which is rubbish, and then there's one on YouTube which is great. I literally switch it on and he just shuts up, which is amazing. Get ready for Paw Patrol. Yeah. And to be fair, I found myself watching it and he wasn't even born.
Just call it research.
Yeah, definitely.
Paw Patrol's all right. Hey Dougie, that's classic. That's good. Hey Dougie's all right, and Bluey as well on CBeebies. Yeah.
Fair enough. There's lots of... I don't think anyone's come out with the same series here as well. I've seen Mr. Robot, Rick and Morty. What I am disappointed by is that nobody has said The Office. I'm disappointed by that. Paddy says The Witcher.
No one said the Greenwood and Mullen show either, which is, it's fine. But
I mean, if I was you, I'd end the stream if you want, mate.
Can I? I've got a 14-hour shift tomorrow.
That'll teach them. Start watching Blippi on YouTube.
No,
great.
Don't. Don't watch Blippi on YouTube. Don't.
Why? What is it?
Don't.
Okay.
What is it? It's just shit.
Is it?
Yeah.
Billions. How many seasons are? I think I got to season 3 or season 2. I can't remember.
What do I do? What do I do, Rob? I'm a betting shop manager as Newcastle are on the attack with Sean Longstaff. Oh, can't quite get it back to ASM, and now Leeds are on the counter. I mean, if you leave any sort of space,
If you weren't a member, you're a fan. I would have things to say to you, sir.
But keep subscribing.
Yeah, thank you for your input. It's very, very
But
valid.
the moment you miss a monthly payment,
we will have words.
Yeah.
Haven't seen The Bodyguard.
Stuart Lee comedy vehicle. Fun fact: Stuart Lee was born not far from where I live. Stuart Lee was born in Telford.
In Telford?
Yeah, well, Wellington in Telford. Not Wellington, New Zealand, for any Southern Hemisphere watchers, viewers.
Have we
Good
got any
morning
in today,
before,
actually?
I don't know.
We
Should have
usually
asked
a couple.
where are you watching from? That's what we should have asked.
Yeah.
Is it just me, or is Almiron having a very good game again? It's just you. it's just you.
Good, Frankie. How are you, mate?
Frankie, I was learning more about Frankie in our Discord, which is one of the benefits of being a member. Our Discord the other day. Frankie ran the Great North Run last week for the 11th time.
Wow.
And this year got a PB.
What did he? What did he do it in?
At an amount of time.
I don't know why I'm asking that. Like it matters to me because I wouldn't even be able to finish. So anyone that finished, I applaud you massively. But that's amazing, Frankie.
11 times after 11 years, still smashing out a PB. Jesus.
Crazy.
Leeds are on the attack again. I mean, it's very fast-moving, fluid football. They play some nice stuff, and cross comes in, back stick, drags it wide.
What's with Bielsa doing the squats all the time? Forgot his centre cut, mate. Feeling a bit backed up, I think.
Gentle relief, that's all he needs. Oh, Brandon's in the background. Brandon, are you wanting to come in? Wave if you want to. I mean, I knew you wanted to come in. I just wanted to see you wave. Let me do this then.
1 hour 45 minutes. Wow, that's really good, isn't it? Right? I think it's good. And well, it's a PB, so it's great.
1 hour. I mean, to be honest, Frank, I'm disappointed you didn't win it.
Didn't the winner do it in like
an hour? I mean, Brandon waves that he wants to come on, and then decides to. Tell you what.
Where's he gone now?
I don't know. He's had his chance.
But no, Frankie, that's amazing, mate. Congratulations. I wish I had your determination.
Well, if you're going to do something, you got to try and win it, ain't you?
Oh, God, yeah.
Again, we've been caught going forward. Lascelles has got a cross brilliantly there, but it looks like he's pulled his quad. He's going to try and run it off.
Alvida saying Pet is a classic for British TV. I just feel like that's a lazy answer, Del boy.
John Bowles, not the former darts player. Sharp or cracker. And he hopes we win 2-1. Bruce out.
Elite athletes run it in like 1 hour. Wow.
I could drive it in 10, 20 minutes.
Do they do they have any what's the word I'm looking for? Do they have any restrictions on footwear, Frankie? Because the only reason I ask is my brother's bought those Kipchoge's, which were like 300 quid or something stupid. but you can't use them. Like Olympic athletes can't use them because they do actually bring like a ridiculous amount of time off your running times. It's crazy. My brother's pretty fit anyway, but he does
He's
enjoy
good looking
running.
boy.
I mean, I didn't mean it in that way. I don't need to make his head any bigger. But yeah, he does enjoy his running, and he was working on his times, and as soon as he bought those, like it knocked off a significant amount of time. I was just wondering if there was any sort of parameters on footwear and things like that.
Joe Linton has just told Mike Dean to fuck himself.
Oh right.
I mean, that's a very harsh free kick. I can kind of see why he was gesticulating. Where's Darlow? I mean, Lascelles had the ball around our 6-yard box, but there was no goalkeeper in there. And then Darlow's just jogged back to the goal with his hand up. I mean, what was he doing? I mean, Brandon, you are in the stream now. Feel free to speak.
Yeah, I wasn't sure if it was. That's why. I just have some technical difficulties.
Oh my God, it's nearly an own goal. What a save by Darlow to keep it out. Jeez. Oh my.
How are you guys doing, though?
Clenched.
Yeah, not too bad, mate. Thank you. You?
Doing good. Just got back at the hotel room.
What country are you in today?
What country can I be in? There's only one country I love.
Yeah.
No? Czech Republic, of course, man.
Oh, of course. As ASM steams through, beats 3 people. Joe Willock is there and blasts it over. Oh, no, it was Joe Linton this time who blasts it over. So, bad luck there.
Thank you very much for that answer, Kevin. Thank you.
I've seen on the WhatsApp that it's very hostile in the stand, on the gallery end.
Yeah, I'm guessing that would be the case, but I'm watching this on mute, obviously, so we don't get done for copyright, so I don't know.
Well, I saw it on the group chat, actually, on WhatsApp.
All right, okay.
Lee was sending a clip over.
Yeah, I played that before. What, are the Leeds fan getting dragged out?
I just saw the almost own goal.
What a pass, Sean Longstaff. What a pass. And he's released Joe Linton, who finds ASM, who can't get the ball out of his feet. But now it comes to Willock, who, oh my word. Oh, it came to Isaac Hayden. Mike Dean got in the way, but didn't stop play. That pass from Sean Longstaff was absolutely exquisite.
Exquisite.
Yeah, Mike Dean got in the way of Isaac Hayden when referees are supposed to blow, but because Hayden passed it and it went out of play, he wouldn't stop the game and gave a throw into Leeds. Typical Mike Dean. Bell end.
Gentlemen, I'll be back in uno momento. I'm just going to mute. I'll leave the camera on.
Okay.
Sure.
So how much of the game have you seen then, Brandon? Have you just missed the first 50?
Well, I was with in first 10, I would say. I was with this girl in the Shisha lounge in Olomouc, and I just had to flip my phone open. It was 10 minutes after 9 because we are 1 hour ahead. So I said, wait, I have to flip the phone over. I have to watch the game a little bit. So I'm not sure if she was too keen on that, though. What can you do?
What can you do? What can you do? It's a tale as old as time. What have you made of our performance so far from what you've seen?
It's not the worst game. Definitely not the best, but ASM looks lively. Sean Longstaff looks okay. And I'm really keen on that Darlow's in goal again. Leeds had big chances though, or had their chances. It's probably better to say.
Yeah.
What about you?
It's tricky. It's such an open game, which is what we kind of expected because our defence isn't the best. As Rodrigo goes in the book for Leeds, It's tricky. I mean, next goal's crucial, isn't it? Obviously, but it's gonna get tense. And normally, from the past few games, we've looked spent after 60, 70 minutes. We've looked knackered after that. So it'll be interesting to see if he brings on Fraser anytime soon, or Dwight Gale. But
who would you reckon to score first, Leeds or NUFC? Because you friend.
What, the next goal?
Who's more likely to score, you think?
Probably Leeds, but you just never know. Leeds should have gone 2-1 up at half time, and they have had the better of it. They have had the better chances, but we're more than in this game.
Which I prefer much more, though. Like, I prefer more an open game than just sit back and hope that the team doesn't score, the opposite team, like we did last week, for example.
Oh, Leeds have been sloppy there, and Newcastle have got the ball back. Joe Linton gives it to ASM. Oh, gets it back. Oh! What a great save at the near post from Meslier.
Wait, what minute you're on, Sam?
What minute?
Aye.
58 minutes, 30 seconds.
Okay. You're 1 minute, 20 seconds ahead of me.
Well, we've got a corner. Spoiler
Promising.
alert. And we didn't score from it. Spoiler alert.
Obvious.
But,
do we even score from corners, though?
Not as often as we used to. Remember Bruce's first season when the defenders scored all the goals?
Lascelles, for example. Clark
got a fair few. Yedlin even chipped in with a few, didn't he?
I think even Fernandes did.
Fernandes got a couple of goals. I remember he got the winner at home to Southampton a couple of seasons ago, didn't he?
These are stats that only you can know, Sam.
I mean, they're widely available.
Yeah, I know. But, yeah. You're the stats guy.
Oh, no.
Well, I would make a case for you.
Would you? That's very kind. I would. We're giving Leeds too much space, and they're on the attack again. Shit! Click again. Got in our box. It got in our box just 18 yards out, and then it was a tame shot in the end. He didn't get all of it in behind it. Oh, don't, Kendo, don't.
What the fuck is in the minibar here? Olives.
You're raiding your hotel room minibar?
Of course.
You don't. That'll be like €10.
It's not that bad. It's Czech Republic, man. Yeah, Bohemian champagne.
Bohemian champagne, isn't that just lager?
No. Blended Scottish whiskey. Absolute vodka.
Absolute vodka. Newcastle are making a change. Ryan Fraser is coming on for Miggy Almiron. 61 minutes gone. That's actually sensible.
That's a good change, I would say.
A sensible change. Who would have thought it?
Should he finally learn now after all the hostility?
Miggy's found it tough tonight. I don't think it was his best performance, but it was nowhere near his best performance, let's face it. I think he struggled a lot lately.
That was my follow-up question, like how did Miggy get on today? But
Struggled mentally, but there you go.
I think he's like... Sorry, mate.
I think we need to see more from Ryan Fraser now. This is a big chance for him.
Mm-hmm. He got a good 30 minutes, so...
Yeah, plenty of time. Bruce has made a good early good change at a good time. So You know,
The problem is with maybe it's a bold statement, but I like to. I'm proud enough to say that Miggy is invisible already since last season. I can't name. He might play 3-4 good games, but the rest he was all invisible.
we were
Yes,
talking
it's
about
still-
this in the
still-
first
still-
half because he played well at Old Trafford last week, and it was promising. But yeah, you're right in what you say that we just don't see enough of it. There's not enough quality consistency there. As Leeds have a corner, but Sean Long.
Like I think it's even time to say goodbye to Miggy, Joe Linton. Alan Shearer said we keep players on as it's cheaper to bring in newer players, but you need to mix it up sometimes. And yeah, maybe it demands an investment, but hey ho, we have fucking Mike Ashley, so it's never going to happen. But
correct.
Could spice things up.
It's not going to happen. So, but it is what it is. You've got to have a good squad around, and if you get rid of Miggy, then your squad's weaker. So,
I don't think Ryan Fraser will do much worse than Miggy does. He might defend less, though. I have to say.
Yeah, he always puts a shift in, though, doesn't he? So he does. I mean, Graham Jones and Steve Bruce have been bellowing instructions the whole game, which would suggest to me they're maybe feeling the pressure a little bit. Normally, it's just one of them. But they've both been. And normally, Jones spends the first half in the stands, but both.
That's weird, though, isn't it? Well, it kind of makes sense as you want to maybe say he has a better outlook on the field, but just looks tough.
Yeah. Leeds have a free kick here for a high foot. I don't think he's too bad. That was from Sean Longstaff. Just clipped he clipped his shoulder, but the Leeds player was holding his head and then held his shoulder. So there you go. Make of that what you will. Back underway, and Leeds are on the attack because the thing was Leeds 3 passes and they're in your 18-yard box. So
I do apologise. What have I missed?
Not a vast amount. A good end-to-end play, but Newcastle are on the break now. Fraser has come on for Miggy after 61 minutes. A sensible substitution at a sensible time.
What is getting into Steve Bruce?
Exactly.
Yeah.
What are you eating?
Chili.
Chili con carne.
Mm-hmm.
Lovely.
No one said Mexican for our first text topic.
Big fan of Mexican as well. It's just curry.
Me
just
too.
hits it.
Very
Mexican
underrated. Sean Longstaff takes a shot, but traditionally goes wide.
A couple of young lads not far from where I live have opened up like an independent Mexican restaurant. It's really cool, to be fair. Really, really
please.
nice.
I mean, I defy anyone. Yeah, one of his pals. I defy anyone to not get excited when you've got fajitas for tea.
Mm.
And if you don't, then I'm not sure I want to hang around with you. But there you go.
I agree.
Who doesn't love fajitas?
Come on.
Would you have Bamford at Newcastle?
No.
No, I wouldn't either.
Why not?
And I think, well, I don't really know because we've only got Callum Wilson, really. So, I just think he had a really good season last season. I just don't think it's something he's going to replicate regularly.
No, I would agree with that. I mean, he looked lost when he played for England the other week.
Yeah.
Didn't
Oh, I might have Mexican tomorrow now. I'm already hungry for it.
Are you more a taco
Well-
guy or a quesadilla guy?
I do like a good quesadilla. But what I will say is when we went to Mexico in 2017, we did a tour of some of the Mayan temples. And off the back of that, we went through a lot of old Mexican villages. And there was a lady that was making fresh tacos and quesadillas with fresh corn tortillas. Oh my God, it was amazing. Absolutely amazing. And her house was literally just a hut in the middle of a jungle. And she would welcome people coming through because obviously she got a bit of money out of it for tourism and stuff. But absolutely amazing. Best thing I've ever tasted in terms of Mexican food, which you'd expect because it was in the heart of Mexico.
Mate,
Yeah.
I'm far of a vegetarian role, right? But my Mexican friend, he lives in America, San Francisco. He came over to my place. He cooked us homemade tacos, vegetarian though. As much as I hate being vegetarian or whatever, even those were fucking delicious. It was, these Mexicans, they know how to cook.
Yeah.
They're real Mexicans.
Yeah, I don't disagree. Rafinha's gone off. So
Interesting.
that's...
Who comes on?
Grind corn in stone bowl, grill on a hot cast iron plate. That's exactly what she was doing in the middle of a jungle. Obviously, it was more of a home manufactured plate. It wasn't something that they'd gone and picked up from the shop. But yeah, it was amazing. Also, getting off the coach at that particular time, there was like a 10-foot fucking snake in the middle of the road, which I absolutely shit myself over. And I don't mind stuff like that, but it was big. I was like, get that shit away from me.
You have a snakeophobia?
No, it was just big though. So that was interesting. Swam with turtles. That was amazing.
Newcastle on the attack. Sean Longstaff blazes it 60 yards over the bar.
It certainly is, Jay. Dingier the place was, the better the food was as well.
But
Really?
people get anxiety when they see like dodgy houses or whatever, how you want to call it. But if you really try it, though, it's mostly the best.
I will say this as well. You can Google it. I'm not bullshitting. There's a place called Fifth Avenue, which was the like the tourist, it's like a high-end outdoor shopping mall sort of thing. In Playa del Carmen, it's called. And the cartel had moved down. The Mexican cartel had moved down from Cancun towards the Playa del Carmen. And on the Sunday, we went shopping to this place, come back, chilled on the beach, and then my mate and his missus went back. And there was quite a high up diplomat. His wife was in one of the stores, and she was getting like, those tadpoles. They give you those foot massages, like in the tanks, and there's like tadpoles and stuff feeding off your feet to get rid of all the algae or whatever. Cartel went in there and shot her in the head on a Sunday afternoon. Just killed her. Like while tourists were around, like give absolutely no fucks whatsoever. That was eye opening.
Keep it light.
I know. I wasn't there. I was on the beach. My friend and his missus were there. It was Liam who was in the chat, actually, if he's still here. Liam will back me up. But yeah.
Gee,
Anyway,
sweet.
sorry.
Anyway, Newcastle are on the attack. No, they're not.
The things they do for money there, it's mental. The thing Mike Ashley does for money is mental.
Nuts, mate.
Leeds are getting in some good positions. I think, again, we're starting to look leggy now. We've done this every game this season. Around 70 minutes, we start to look really leggy and knackered and look like we've shot our bolt. Leeds are getting into some good positions. Bamford's just had a good chance, but has hit it straight at Darlow. And it was a really comfortable save. That's a better chance than what he made it look.
This is Nick. That was Nick, my other co-host from 4th and Inches, trying to be funny. Birmingham City fan.
Oh, lovely part of the world. Said no one ever.
Love Small Heath.
Is there any NFL on tonight, Carl?
Pardon?
Is there any games on tonight? NFL?
No, just college football tonight, mate.
Yeah, the Red Car Rapidos against the
Here we go again.
against the Ripon Renegades.
Yeah.
Ripon Renegades for me. They've got a new
Quarterback.
Yeah, new one of them. His name's Todd. He's
He got a good shot.
he's got a good throw on him.
Oh, throw. Okay. I thought I might trick you there, but
You can't trick me. What I don't know about NFL isn't worth knowing.
do you support any college teams, Carl?
Yeah, Florida State. They're not very good.
You support the Buccaneers and you support Florida State. Totally different states. Why that's so?
Say that again, mate.
Why you support Florida State?
Just because Tampa, they're the closest team to Tampa Bay Buccaneers, so I just love Florida, mate. So all the US teams that I support are Florida based.
I've been to was it Tampa? I think so. Yeah, I went to movie park. I think, or no, wait, where was it? Tampa, I think. Yeah. Where all the Disney and Marvel and comic and shit is,
Yeah, Orlando in Florida.
Oh yeah, sorry, yeah, that's it, Orlando. Yeah, I've been there. Been to Miami, Fort Lauderdale, Key West.
I've been to Key West. So I go to Florida quite a lot. I've not been to Miami though. I haven't been down to like Fort Lauderdale.
Yeah, I was there, Fort Lauderdale. My friends live there actually. Two of my friends live in Fort Lauderdale. It's like the more posh end of Miami, so to say. Yeah, I didn't really went to Key West though. I went more to like Isla Morada. It's like an island before Key West. It's like saves you a good 2-hour drive. If you don't go to Key West and just stick to Isla Morada, did kayaking there. Seen alligators.
Can't wait to go back, to be honest.
Aye.
It's going to be a while now, though, with the child.
Yeah. New world problems for you, mate.
Yeah.
Oh, get up, you cretin.
You gotta need to plan your holidays much more in advance and shit.
Yeah. Yeah, I honestly don't know the next time I'm going to leave the country, to be honest. I don't know when that's going to be.
Staycation. Bamford fell over in the penalty area. Richie had an absolute go at him, and then Bamford quickly looked sheepish and said, "Sorry, I fell over by accident," because I think Richie was about to batter him. But whilst you two were talking about American things, Sam had a good chance.
I did miss that. I do apologise.
What's going on here? Why are Leeds arguing with the referee because Isaac Hayden's had a high foot, which got nowhere near their man? Get a life. Leeds have got the free kick. Jesus. Get over it. My word. 15 minutes left, all of a sudden. Still 1-1, all to play for.
Who's on top, Sam?
Eh?
Who would you say has been on top?
Leeds.
Leeds still.
But it's free flowing, it's end to end. But are we going to see Dwight Gale?
I would love to hope so, though.
I really don't think we will.
I think Bruce has something against him. I don't know what it is, or maybe even Graham Jones with the fallout. Don't know. But what's happening here?
I do love a good staycation. I've learned to love Scotland and Wales and England so much more than I did previously.
New Forest.
Oh, lovely place.
What's
Used
that,
to
New
live in
Forest?
Bournemouth, so it was only about 40 minutes away.
Where Matt Ritchie lives still.
Sandbanks, oh, fantastic place. Expensive though.
Very. Craig.
Oh, 0304.
Oh man,
Nice.
Yes, please. Good. Yeah. What a team. All of them players on screen would get into our first team now, as we have a great chance. Joe Linton, what are you going to do with it? He's going to square it to Click. So, well done. Leeds clear.
That needs to be clipped, definitely. Oh, that was funny. Joe Linton, what are you going to do? You're going to square it to Click.
Manquillo and Bamford are down. Have they? Oh, they've collided. And Bamford landed awkwardly.
I'm wondering if I can order beers to my hotel room though.
Ring up. Is there not a bar in your hotel?
Yeah, but I think they're closed actually. As I checked.
Well, it's like 10:30 where you are
Yeah.
on a Friday night. How can the bar be closed?
Surely
Don't
not,
know.
Brandon. Surely not.
Pretty sure it is, though, mate. Well, I might give them a ring.
Joe
Yeah,
Linton is jogging towards the touchline. Is this a substitution? Brace yourselves,
I might
people. Is it a substitution? No, he's just getting a drink.
Aha, so this is the prices of the minibar. Okay.
Show us the prices, Brandon.
Well, it's on the desk. It's like printed in. But a beer is 60 crowns. 60 Czech crowns, which is less than €3, like 2.80, 2.70
Is it really?
euro. So that's like
£2.50 or something.
something like that. Not
Oh
that
my
bad.
god. I feel like
This
I'm
is-
20 again.
Yeah.
This is the beer. This is the
Can you
beer.
imagine when you get 4 pints out of a tenner? Can you remember that, Sam? 4 pints out of a tenner. There was a time when we could get 5.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you guys reckon why? You
I
guys reckon
remember
why I
when we
love
were
the Czech
selling-
Republic so much?
Carlin from £2 5p, and when it went up to £2.20, I was really annoyed about it.
$1.99 where I used to drink.
I paid for this. I paid for this bottle full. I think if you convert it to €3.50 from the shisha bar, because I wasn't sure if I had beer at the hotel room.
Oh my gosh.
And you guys wonder why I love Czech Republic so much.
Well, there's some places in the UK where you can't you won't get no change out of a tenner for one beer anymore.
If I would go to my friend's house, he lives in a small village in the Czech Republic, east of Czech Republic. I can get a beer for like 60, 70 cents, euro cents. So that's like 50p.
Oh my god.
And it's not small ones, it's like a good pint.
Yeah. Mate, it could be small for 70 cents.
I don't want to alarm anyone, but Emil Kraft's replacing the injured Manquillo. Okay, I thought he was just bringing on Kraft for banter, but he's not.
Can you imagine?
Kraft's on for Manquillo. He obviously hasn't recovered from that clash. With
79
Bamford.
minutes in. Let's shore it up by bringing Emil Kraft on.
Yeah,
There's literally no other option than Kraft, though, is it?
It does. Oh, well, interesting. It's Kraft and not Jacob Murphy. We're in. Oh, I think that was Kieran Clark, wasn't it? It is.
Is Hendrick coming on?
Hendrick
What?
will be our
No.
final change. Hendrick will be our final change.
Why?
But we have a corner at Strawberry Corner, and it will be crossed in by Matthew Ritchie.
His name is Matt, Sam.
I've spoken to him, so
I'm going to call him Matthew.
cross comes in.
There
Lascelles
is Sam
wide.
with the flex again.
What is your so what's your situation, Brandon? Are you on holiday or
Yeah.
He's on the run.
the
from police.
Well, I
My-
never
my-
know with him anymore.
No, my friend that works for me, he's Czech. I'm teaching
Works
the
for
plumbing.
you. You manage people.
Yeah.
Stay in school.
Stay in school.
No, I'm teaching the trade of plumbing, and I make some money on that as well. And he lives at my house as well, as there's no girl anymore. So he wanted to go back to his family again after 3 months, and I said, yeah, I join you. I have people I want to see here, and his family is good people too. So see it as sort of holiday, I guess.
So how long are you there for?
I'm back at Tuesday 9 a.m. Dutch time, so 8 a.m. UK time.
Fair enough.
ASM could be one-on-one with the keeper if he can get there fast enough. Oh,
Oh.
Leeds have got 3 men back already. But ASM still got it. Good save. Oh, fucking hell. Come on.
What was a good header by ourselves, actually. Yeah, you guys are the header, but I like that header. Not from
This
the corner,
game
though.
is the game's going to be won if it is on a counter-attack by one of the teams.
Where do you stand on that, Sam? That last comment that you had up.
What, ASM near the box for a corner?
No. The last comment from the chat about Imagine moaning about the club and still funding Mike Ashley by going to games. Blah 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 blah.
Doesn't make a blind bit of difference.
So, but people believe it does, and this is the problem. This is the problem.
Yeah, well, each to their own, innit?
Yeah. Look,
I mean,
the
I'd
only
love to
idiot
know
here is me. I've paid for my season ticket, and I still
You haven't
don't
fucking
go.
been yet.
I still don't go. What a fucking idiot. Me, that is.
Oh,
No one else.
good shot by ASM.
It was, wasn't it?
Yeah, it does feel
He's
like
dangerous
that.
tonight.
I love an away day, though.
I love an away day.
I've never been to an
you're
away
doing
game.
Wolves, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm at Watford next week, and then I will be at Wolves, mate. Yeah.
Good. I'll see you at Wolves.
You will indeed.
I got my ticket today.
Whose reference did you use? Who's what's it? Who's not going?
I got my ticket through a friend of my co-host.
Oh, very nice. Very nice. What's the allocation at the moment? I haven't. What's the points? I
It's
haven't even looked.
usually the points tally. I think it was 50. Oh, or has it gone down to 25? I don't know.
I'd better get my bastard ticket now.
Yeah, I mean we normally get the whole of that lower tier down that one side of the pitch, don't we?
Yeah.
Oh,
Never been to
Peter.
an away game with Newcastle, though, but I would love to.
Oh mate, as soon as you're over here, we'll get that sorted ASAP.
He's not allowed in the
Appreciate it.
country.
So,
I've got
Why
mates
always
at
give me a hard time?
Waterfall.
good luck. Nobody's stopping me. Like,
No, I don't doubt it. Just turn up one day on Lee's doorstep.
He would, you know. He would. He'd be like, how have you got here? Like, well, hid in the back of my friend's boot. Went through customs. Got in.
that goal of Leeds again is got shown again. Is it to blame to Darlow, the Leeds goal?
Well, this is the thing. It's a tale as old as time. Who do you blame? The central defender, the goalkeeper, or was it just an inspired piece of play? And Rodrigo sold the dummy to all. So I don't know.
Don't you guys think though? You guys, at least I feel more comfortable with Darlow on goal though. Just from one game. I don't want to be harsh on Freddie, but it's just not Premier League quality.
Yeah, I mean, it was only really the Man United game that Freddie Woodman had a bad game, but
Don't you think he didn't look a bit wobbly in the games previous?
I think for me, it was just a little bit, looked like he lacked confidence in commanding the back line, maybe. But
Come on.
yeah, I couldn't fault him for anything else.
Corner.
I would absolutely rather go down and get Ashley to sell.
Are you at the home end? No, I'm not at the home end for Wolves. I'm in the away end. Very much in the away end. Right, corner. Coming up to the 88th minute. Oh, for God's sake. Keeper collect.
Why is it not telling me? Add to basket.
How do we rate the performance if we pick up a point today? Do we lose 2 or do we win 1?
I think probably, I don't know. I mean, there's probably about
Or is
5
it
minutes
fair?
left yet. And we're really good at
Or is-
conceding late goals, so let's not tempt fate.
Or is it like well-deserved draw? As it's an open
I
game.
don't know. It's tricky because both teams have had the chances. So on that balance, you'd say a draw is a fair result. Leeds have probably just shaded it, but there's not too much in it. Luke Aylin's limping off now for Leeds. Still haven't had Hendrick come on, who was like in his strip ready to go. Right, can we get a late winner and not fuck up like Southampton?
Does it say how many tickets are available? Or how many are left, rather?
There's plenty.
Oh, yes. 1,851. Bloody hell. That's going to end up going down to general sale.
I think the last couple of times it's gone down to like members.
Yeah.
Right, come on. We're in possession just inside our own half. 89 minutes now. And we've got a free kick. Any how much stoppage times to be played?
What minute are we on, sorry?
90th.
Oh, I'm a little bit behind.
We're in stoppage time now. But still
I'm
no
at
stoppage time, much time.
89.
It's going to be Joe Linton coming off for
They are Lloyd.
Jacob Murphy.
Hmm.
So Jacob Murphy's coming on for stoppage time.
Awesome. How much is stoppage time?
4 minutes. So scoring the players' fans look forward to Jacob Murphy's non-applicable.
Mhm. Unless he scores, though.
Well, he hasn't because it's gone out for a goal kick. There you go. Preview for scoring the players. Alan Saint-Maximin has just been given the man of the match
Fair enough.
by Sky. So do with that what you will.
He's getting a 4. I'm joking. Hey, joke.
Wait.
If we don't win, blame Murphy. I agree. It's all Murphy's fault.
Harsh but fair. To be fair, both teams aren't looking like they've settled for the point. And there's just over 2 minutes of the game to play.
Well, at least we're a point closer to the 4D mark.
Yay. But it's another home game wasted, isn't it? But then again, I mean, we lost twice to this side last season. I don't know, swings and roundabouts, depends how you look at it, really. I mean, attempts, Newcastle 17, Leeds 21.
We've had that many.
7 and 9 of which have been on target, so it's not been dull by any stretch.
No. It's much more entertaining than last week, though, I have to say.
Well, yeah, who likes watching us get dipped 4-1? Oh, Matthew Ritchie, yes, please. Great bit of defending for a change. Now then.
Lee Ryder's decision to take off all of our strikers.
Now then, Jacob Murphy's ran the whole length of the pitch and then lost the ball in the Leeds box. So, yeah, good. Good. Please defend the thing.
Commentator said building blocks for Steve Bruce.
I wouldn't go that far.
Didn't we won last season most of the more away games than home games, so you should know, Sam.
I think that was the general trend of the league in general last year. For the first time ever, there was more away wins than home wins in the Premier League, I think. "30 seconds to go, and there's a crunching tackle in the middle by Sean Longstaff." Yeah, Mike Dean. I've nearly said Mike Riley then. Fans of mid-noughties refs. Mike Dean. Yeah. 1 point is better than 0. Factually correct. Can't fault anything in that sentence.
If there wasn't already an open door, you just got kicked in.
So, we're in added time. Leeds are in and around our penalty area. Oh my fucking Christ. Oh, we've got it out. Leeds got it back. Swung in, gone wide. That'll do.
Fucking hell, I thought you said goal then. I thought you said goal.
No.
My heart.
And I think that'll be that.
I would like to say lovely, but
Have Derby gone into administration?
Yeah, that's been on the cards for a while. They were negotiating their points deduction.
Ah.
And that is full time. It's finished 1-1.
as stupid as it might sound, I'm kind of sad or disappointed that we got a point.
I mean, looking at the lineup, so I would have wanted us to go and get a win, but I would take a draw. I'd never had any confidence in us getting a result today.
I wouldn't mind us getting nothing instead of 1 point and get more pressure on Bruce, to be fair.
Yeah.
As stupid as it might sound, but don't get me wrong, I love to see us win and get a result, but not under this manager anymore. He just needs to go ASAP.
I know what you mean. I know what you mean.
Yeah, but you know, it's a point on the board. That means that still no win for Newcastle or Leeds yet so far this season. When was our last win? Burton in pre-season. We're still in 18th place. Burnley and Norwich are beneath us. Arsenal are above us. Leeds are above us. So we're going to be in the relegation zone. I mean, we could be 20th. You're right. If Norwich win and Burnley get a point, so yeah, we could be bottom. Yeah, great. I mean, yeah. Another opportunity missed.
Our motivation is going so bland. I totally get it though, but
Yeah, Watford next, then Wolves, then the next international break. So we need points. Shall we score some players? Brandon, I know you haven't watched the whole game, but what are you doing? Are you gonna?
I didn't know I would be part of the scoring the players, so I don't think it's a good idea though.
Okay, you can disappear and come back on for the fan reaction if you want.
I'll probably go to buff.
What?
You guys don't mind? I'm
Okay.
going to take a buff.
Great. I mean, leave the viewers with that imagery. You go and enjoy your bath and get all manscaped. 20% off with code NFTV at manscaped.com. Lovely stuff. Thank you, Brandon. Lovely image.
Fantastic.
Oh, it's just a bit sick in my mouth. Then. That's nothing to do with Brandon. Right, scoring the players. Come on, and then we'll get into fan reaction because me and Karl are both 30-something-year-old fathers and want to go to bed. So we're going to razz through everything. We're going to razz through everything, and then we'll get some of you on. Correct. What a plug. So, Karl Darlow, Karl, your namesake, it is down to you to cast your aspersions on him. Was it his fault for the Leeds goal?
This is it. This is the deciding factor on which side of a certain number he scores. It's not his fault. I just think he should be. I think he should be, like you said. I think he needs to be anticipating it a little bit more. But I think again, you can argue that Jamal Lascelles probably should be clearing it as well. So a lack of communication between both. I don't solely put it on Karl Darlow, but it brings his score down, and because of that, I would give him a 7.
7. Okay. Yeah. I mean, but he faced a lot of shots tonight, and a lot of tame shots as well. It has to be said. I think Leeds will be disappointed with their finishing because a lot of their shots when they were in good positions were very tame and straight at him in the end. But goals like that are always disappointing to concede. Should we go right to left or left to right?
Right to left.
Okay, we'll go left to right. Matt Ritchie for me. I thought he was being absolutely left out to dry in that opening half hour, 40 minutes. Rafinha had Ritchie in all sorts of issues. Got a yellow card very, very early on, which was worrying. I mean, the writing was on the wall. But all in all, did all right. Grew into the game, got control of the situation a bit more. It was always going to be tricky down that side because just of the way Leeds play. I'm going to go with a 6.5. Any arguments?
Not at all. Not at all, mate.
I mean, it seems like, I've gone 0.5 higher than a lot of the, 6.55. I mean, that's ridiculously. Lee thought it was controversial. We were introducing 1 decimal place to scoring the players. If we start going for 2, I think he'd blow a gasket. Ciaran Clark, thoughts?
Struggling to. Might need a little bit of help there, Sam. I can't really remember him doing anything good or bad. Would I be right in saying that? I genuinely can't remember.
Nothing that spectacular. Yeah.
So I think based on that, on my lack of remembering much, I'd give him a 6. Because I think the reason for that is I don't really remember anyone having a particularly bad game. I don't think it's probably one of the better performances that we've had this season. We grew into the game, so yeah. I don't remember him doing anything good or bad. Solid 6.
Jamal Lascelles for me. Tricky. Should he be anticipating that cross-come shot a bit more? Rodrigo absolutely stitched him up like a kipper, let's face it. He's not in the best of form since he's come back for injury. I think it's still about getting him fully fit and keeping him fit, and then he can work on his form. But when you're a team down the bottom, you've got to cut out these silly mistakes. And it's just, do you know what? It's quite sad to see because he's so far away from the player we know he can be, and the player that came so close to an England call-up a few years ago. And it's just a bit depressing.
Yeah.
But as far as it goes today, was he worse than Ciaran Clark? It depends where you. It depends if you blame him for the goal.
For the goal, yeah.
I'll go 6 with Ciaran Clark. It's with a goal like that. A lot of it is down to interpretation. It's as simple as that. And it was a cross, let's face it. And I remember when we used to, during Pardew's reign, we used to concede from free kicks quite a lot from situations like that. And it was irritating. I think Mike Wilson always let the ball bounce or something. I can remember it happening a couple of times. But Lascelles was sold a dummy. Darlow didn't read it and couldn't read it. It is what it is. I think it's an unfortunate and frustrating one to concede. Isaac Hayden.
Again, relatively solid. I don't really blame him for anything at all. I think you'd expect Jamal Lascelles to be commanding those back three better than he has done. Isaac Hayden made a few relatively decent passes. There was a couple. I think, he's made that unbelievable block as well, didn't he, towards the stroke of half time. Yeah, I think Hayden had a pretty solid game, to be fair. I'll go 6.4. No, 7 for Hayden.
7 for Hayden. Yeah, I agree, actually. I agree, which is why I said right at the top of the show, I don't mind him at centre-back in a 3. I wouldn't have him in a flat-back 4 there. That's when you'd want him in the holding role. But as that right-hand side of the back 3, I have no real issue with him playing.
No,
there.
Definitely not. And it's funny, he in both the reserves and I think when he had his senior debut for Arsenal, we played at centre half. Funnily enough,
he did.
Some people aren't aware of that.
Yeah, no, he did, and could Fabian Schär do the job better? Maybe going forward.
Yeah, and I think maybe when he was really in his prime for us, when he was firing on all cylinders for us. But right now, I think I'd be more inclined to have Hayden there. I think he's more mobile. He's certainly far less injury prone than Fabian.
Under Steve Bruce, Isaac Hayden's played centre mid, centre back, right back, and right wing back.
Right wing, yeah.
So make of that what you will. Javier Manquillo, broadly fine. I don't think he was amazing. Whether or not he still had a bit of a knock, obviously he came off when he had a collision with Patrick Bamford. So 2 games back, and he's failed to see out the 90 in both. Did okay. I actually think Richie had a better game than him in the end.
Fair enough.
After Richie found the first half an hour really tough because he was against Leeds' best player, in my opinion. So Manquillo did fine. He is probably our best option there in a 5 when you're playing the wing backs, aside from Jacob Murphy. I'm going to give Manquillo. I'm going to give him a 6 as well. I'm going to give him a 6 just because I think Richie overcame a sloppy start and was more consistent in the end, really, in my opinion. You can have Sean Longstaff, Carl.
Shawnee Longstaff. What should we score him today? I'm trying to again. I don't know if this is down to me not paying much attention to him or whether he did much on the pitch.
He made one amazing pass in the second half to Joe Linton, which was absolute filth.
And he's got that in his locker. We'll just need to see more of it. But then I think he was relatively solid. I don't think, he didn't keep Click entirely quiet, but Click he didn't do as much as what I kind of expected him to. I think that could be put down to the midfield. I think we did stifle their midfield a little bit in the second half as well. I think give him a 6.5. Give Sean Longstaff.
Yeah, I mean, I probably would have gone 7, but 6.5, I won't argue at all. I thought he was fine. Click did have a couple of chances, you're right, but he spurned them, and they were pretty tame by anyone's standard in the end. I thought he put a real shift in.
Yeah, he did.
And he was better at Old Trafford last week as well, so that's kind of green shoots for sure, I think.
Yeah, especially like him. He said himself before the start of the season, didn't he, that he's finally starting to feel like his knee's back to normal. And I think from the last couple of performances, might be on his way there.
Yeah, hopefully. Right, I'll take Miggy Almiron, and then I'll give you Willock, I think. Miggy struggled, which is a shame because he didn't build from last week's positive performance, and I've clicked the wrong thing. He didn't build on it. He was frustrating at times. He couldn't get the ball out of his feet. When he could, he'd kind of slip over, and it was just so annoying watching him. I thought it was a good change when it happened. To be honest, I wouldn't have had him starting. I would have had Fraser starting. I want to see more from Fraser. We know what Miggy's about, and we don't see it enough. I'm giving him a 4. I thought he was our worst player today.
Okay.
And I thought he was comfortably our worst player today. There's a couple of times where he was able to bring it out, but again, the way Leeds play, you've got to be so fast on the counter to outfox them, because they'll get numbers back so fast because they burn so much energy. Leeds, they always have. That's what they're all about. Yeah, not good today from Miggy, in my opinion, and I was pleased to see him go off when he did. Yeah, frustrating night. I mean, it's just it needs to get. And I appreciate he's being played a little bit out of position as well, but there's moments where he just can't find the quality that we need on a consistent basis. So
yeah,
frustrating. Joe Willock, who I thought was actually quite good.
Yeah, I think he's he kind of brings that link up between him and that space between Maximin and Joe Linton. He worked very hard. I thought he ratted amongst Calvin Phillips very well as well, and brought a lot of energy. I think this is by far the best game Joe Willock's had this season, because Joe Willock's had quite a slow start to the season, and this was like the beginning of what towards the beginning of the end of what we saw last season, if that makes sense. I think the only thing he kind of missed today was a goal, to be honest. It was a kind of Joe Willock performance coming off. I know he's played the majority of the game, but coming off the bench where he's had a big influence, and then the only thing, he's going to got a goal. So I think the only thing that was missing from his performance today was a goal. I was very, very, very happy with him. I think he's finally coming up to fitness because he didn't have much opportunity throughout pre-season. So yeah, I was very happy with his performance, and I think on that basis, I would give him a 7.5 because I think he was slightly better than Sean Longstaff today.
Yeah, I agree, and I like the box-to-box nature of his play now, where he is coming deep to get the ball, but instead of when he receives the ball, for instance, on our 18-yard box, he's not just pinging it like Jonjo does. He's bringing the ball out, he's running, he's beating a man, then laying it off down the wings to a Miggy for him to lose it, or for ASM to make a run. I think Willock and ASM were the best players on the pitch today.
Yeah.
In a black and white shirt, at least. Anyway, I think Rafinha also deserves a special mention from their side. That brings me on to ASM. Oh, yay! best player on the pitch.
Yeah.
Best player on the pitch. Obviously, there's failings in our final third when there's no Callum Wilson there. We all know that. That's nothing new. But if there's only one way we were scoring today, and it was through him. No one else looked like they could score a goal.
Yeah.
Longstaff's finishing was a bit off, to put it politely. Willock's was missing, and then I've discussed how poor I thought Miggy was. ASM was on another level. He's getting a 9 from me. If he'd have found us a winner, he would have got a 10. And he had a couple of chances too, which again he carved out for himself. He has to beat so many Leeds players when there's, like I said at half time, there were 7 Leeds defenders in the box when he scored. 7. I mean 8 if you include the keeper.
Yeah, he did very well to kind of keep the ball at his feet and open his body enough to throw. I think 3 of them went to ground at the same time, which was funny.
Yeah, it was. Again, not a lot of support up there. Joe Linton with the assist, which we'll come on to. But there wasn't a lot of service for him to take. He had to be pretty self-sufficient up there, and fortunately he got a goal just before half-time instead of conceding just before half-time, which we have been doing, which we nearly did tonight as well, to be fair. Mm-hmm. But look, I mean, I've just seen a comment come up there from Chris. I think he's playing for a move. I mean, he's playing because he's playing how he always tries to play, really. If he gets his move, which he will inevitably one day, then good luck to him. But at the moment, he loves the club. Well, he loves the fans. We love him. And long may it continue, because we're going to need him like we've never needed him before, because God knows when Wilson's back. The man who replaced Wilson was your friend of mine, Joe Linton.
I was happy with Joe Linton tonight. I was. There's again, it's one of those situations where he deserves credit. I think personally, if people get on his back tonight, then I think they're doing it just for the sake of it. Yes, he's not a number 9. We can see that. And I said to you, Sam, there's a couple of times where he'll cut in from the left to the right hand side. He's got a Cruyff turn in him, and usually he will find the right pass to someone to create an opportunity. He's been doing that. Now, there was an opportunity in the second half where he's got himself into a good position and he's ended up passing the ball back to Click, which was unfortunate. But he set up Alan Saint-Maximin. I thought he held up the ball well today, and I think he's held up the ball well in the last couple of games. Like he give the centre halves a lot of grief. Was it Manchester United game? Yeah, he's starting to put himself about, and you're right. Throughout the watch long, if he had that yard of extra pace, it could obviously be a lot more beneficial for him. But he just needs to work on his finishing, because he's getting into positions now and he is creating more opportunities. But he needs to work, because he should have had a goal today. Realistically,
should have buried that one in the first half, didn't he?
And he's had a couple of chances after that, but that's got to go in. That's got to go in. But I'm not gonna mark him down for that. I thought he had a relatively solid game today, and I'd put him on par with Joe Willock, and I think 7.5 from myself. People might disagree. I thought he had a good game. I was impressed with him tonight.
It's a broad spectrum in the comments. A lot of 7s, a lot of there's a few 8s, 3.5. Geordie Sancaster, so very polarizing. So he's a player that's always going to split opinions, isn't he?
Yeah.
So yeah, but you've got an agreed from Colin there.
I mean, Geordie Sancaster saying to watch it again. I will do. I do like to watch things back in a mind.
No. Stand up for your rating. Maybe.
No, I mean now. I just mean in general. I do like to watch back. I might have a different perspective when I do look at it. But I thought he had a good game. I did think he had a very good game.
Joe Linton gets a 7.5. Ryan Fraser came on for Miggy Almiron with half an hour left to play. Didn't really impact the game much, did he? I think it's fair to say. So I'm going to stay in the middle, 5 out of 10. Had enough time to pull some strings, but again, he's one of the best wingers outside the top 6. But he's playing centre mid, so I maybe would have liked to, because I thought Joe Linton's best work came from when he was coming in from the left-hand side.
Absolutely.
So maybe Fraser should have been playing there.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. It's I don't get why Bruce persists on playing him in the 9 position, because like he always looks better on the wing. So if you are going to play him there.
Yeah, agreed. I want to see more of him though. I want to see more of him because there's a player in there and an exciting player in there.
Oh, 100%, and Fraser definitely. Yeah,
but he's been here just over a year now, and we just haven't seen it. The other 2 subs, I think, will agree, are non-applicable. Kraft came on late for Manquillo, who picked up a knock, and Jacob Murphy came on in stoppage time, made a fantastic run down the left, and then lost it inside the box. But Karl, let's try and agree on a rating for Steve Bruce.
Mm-hmm. I'm really trying to think. Like, I'm trying to be really diplomatic and think what he's done wrong tonight. Other than I would have preferred to have seen Dwight Gale start over Joe Linton in the 9 position, 100%. I think he made the right call in starting Karl Darlow over Freddie Woodman tonight. And then I look at, I'd have wanted Manquillo to start where he was. Jamal Lewis has not had enough game time to just come in at left wing back tonight. I was happy with the 3 centre halves. I wasn't sure about the Isaac Hayden one, but after tonight, that reassured me. So he's made the right decision there. Centre midfielder, okay. Joe Linton, when he was cutting inside, it was doing well. Maximin had a very good game, and he actually made a substitution in the 61st minute. Was it the 61st minute?
Yeah.
And a relatively good substitution, probably the right substitution to make. The only one that kind of baffled me was bringing Jacob Murphy on at the end, but it is what it is. And maybe I thought we've got 17 shots as well, so it's not like we've not tried to attack them.
Yeah, but all right, you made the change at 60 minutes, but then, okay, give it 10 minutes and then see what happens. Gale should have been brought on.
Yeah, no, he should have. We
had no striker, so you need that. You need that fox in the box, don't you?
Yeah.
There was plenty of opportunities to, when ASM's making a run where, or like Murphy did at the end, or Joe Linton did coming from the left, and there's not an opportunity to whip the ball in. It's more kind of on your feet sort of thing. Play a little nice through ball. That's Dwight Gale's bread and butter.
I'm going to split it down the middle. Then I'm going to go a 5.
So I would go slightly lower, only slightly. So I was going to go 4, to be honest. So we'll meet in the middle. I thought fine, good change. I didn't want Miggy to play from the start. I'd like to see Fraser. If Fraser wasn't fit enough for 90 minutes, fine. That's not the be all and end all. I can live with it. The problem is where's a win going to come from? Really?
Well, this is it. Like, it's all well and good us saying, he's not done anything wrong tonight per se, other than having our most prolific goal scorer, available goal scorer. But he'll come out of this and he'll talk about taking positives from it, which is fine, but he won't actually build on the positives. So he won't rectify the wrongs that he's made. He'll just say, "Oh well, we've got a point from a very good Leeds side. We haven't conceded many goals. There's progress, blah blah blah." But in actual fact, there isn't really. The only progress is that we haven't lost tonight. That's it, and that's just because it was a subpar Leeds side. So
yeah, very, very, very subpar Leeds side. Where's the win going to come from? Because we've had a very kind run of fixtures, Man United aside, to open a league campaign, and here we are in the relegation.
Who have we played?
Could be gotten by tomorrow.
Who have we played? Oh God, we've got Man City, Spurs, Liverpool, Chelsea. There's some games we're gonna get torn apart.
Yeah, fun, isn't it?
Yeah,
can't wait. I think I'm coming up end of October for Chelsea at home.
Oh,
That'll
very
be fun.
nice.
That'll be fun seeing Lukaku against Ciaran Clark.
What date is that? I might be at the NFL. No, I won't be at the NFL.
30th, 31st. It's around Halloween.
Or I might be at the NFL. I don't know.
So we shall see. But get your scores in the comments as you have been doing in the live chat. Thank you for your interaction. And it is now your chance to get involved. We're going to hang around for about another half hour, 40 minutes, aren't we, Carlos?
Yes.
We're going to round off. We're going to be done for 11 o'clock anyway, because I got a 14-hour shift in the morning. So the link is pinned in the live chat. Click on that. You'll be in the green room and we'll get you on to speak to me and Carl. Connor is waiting. Steve is waiting. Andy Bell is waiting. Connor's been waiting the longest. And I realised the last time I was on with him, I didn't speak in a Scottish accent. All right, mate.
Honestly, no need to trouble yourself, Carl. It's all Sam, rather, you're Sam. How are we, lads?
Not bad, mate. Not bad.
I'm getting tired now, but go on, give us your thoughts.
Well, I mean, it's a draw. If it had been at Elland Road, I'd have probably been happier because you would take a point at Elland Road, of course you would. I just think at home, we need to start winning games at home because on the road, there isn't an easy game in the Premier League. At home, there are winnable games. I think tonight was definitely one with the form Leeds United were on. And I was hoping, I was actually at the hospital earlier on today because I had fractured my wrist. And I was hoping I'd come back to, at least get a good result with Newcastle and that would put me in a better mood. But it's a sort of... You never know how to feel after a draw. Like, you're disappointed you didn't win it, but you're happy you didn't lose it. And I think there was definitely moments, there was a couple of scrambles in our area where it looked like Leeds were going to score. I mean, at one point in the second half, they were lining up. There was about 4 efforts in a row before one finally got blazed over the bar. And I was, at that point, I was worried because I thought, I don't know how they haven't scored that there. So I guess we get away with those ones. I just feel as though we've not got enough cutting edge going forward to get that goal. I think when Callum Wilson's out of the squad, we're really reliant on saint-maximin, and he was one of his best performances tonight in a Newcastle shirt. But he can't do it by himself. He needs help in there. He needs other players to chip in and get goals. I definitely agree with what you were saying about Dwight Gale. For me, you're missing your natural number 9 striker in Callum Wilson. Your number 1. Joe Linton isn't a number 9. He plays far better if he's more on the wing than anything else. So why are you not starting the only other striker you've got in the squad? That is one real criticism I think Bruce deserves tonight, because what is Dwight Gale doing at the club and on our wage bill if you don't play him in games like this tonight where you need an actual striker to come in there? And we all know that he's not necessarily a Premier League striker anymore, Gale, but he's what we've got. So, I'm afraid we have to deal with it. But I think now the immediacy you're thinking must win against Watford. That has to be 3 points, because with the fixtures we've got coming up, it's the only one you look at and think, yeah, we should be winning that game. Because let's be honest here, with all due respect to Watford, they are a championship team, so we should be able to take 3 points from there.
Yeah, I agree. I think we'll come back to Watford in a minute, but I think the question on every Newcastle fan, and indeed every football fan watching this stream right now, is, Connor, how did you fracture your wrist?
Well, I was playing football. Actually happened last night, but I didn't go to the hospital until today because I'm an idiot, basically, and thought I'd be fine.
You bloody bloke.
Yes, well, that was pretty much it. I was kind of like, it's fine, I'll just sort of plough on, and COVID and that, so you don't want to waste time, do you, in case it's nothing. But I was playing football, and I'm a goalkeeper, so there were a number of absolute rocket launchers hit at me, and rather than letting them in, I thought it'd be a good idea to save them. And apparently one too many of...
It's synthetic leather.
It's what?
It's synthetic leather and air. You fractured your wrist with air.
Well, yes, but when the ball is fired at you at 100 miles an hour just outside the box on a five-a-side pitch, and you save that, your hand does tend to bend back rather a lot. So that kind of done it. But yeah, it's these things happen.
I'm not going to judge. I haven't done any exercise since about 2005, so that's by the by. Does Steve Bruce get sacked if we don't win a game by the next international break?
I mean, no, let's be honest here. No, he should. Should he? 100%. Will he? No, because Mike Ashley is in no mood to sack him. He didn't want to put his hand in his pocket too much in the transfer window. He isn't going to want to pay Steve Bruce a compensation package, which he would have to. So unless he decides to walk, which, to be honest, I don't think is as unlikely as it was a year ago. I think there are signs with him where he is getting a bit fed up now of listening to the chants like he heard tonight of Bruce out and the pressure that is really mounting upon him by the fans. And I have to say, I totally understand why those chants happen, because we all think we need a better manager. I do think, though, in games like tonight, when you're drawing and it's one each, what we really need more is for the fans to be, and I don't want to be overly critical, having not been there, but maybe the fans just more trying to get the team over that line to find that winner, because I think when there's half an hour, 20 minutes to go and you're one each at home and the majority of the chanting from the crowd is for the manager to get out, it's not, I don't think it's great for the players to hear either. I think they would rather that there was more G'ing up happening. But as I say, I'm not going to be too critical because I get it. We all want them out, of course we do. I just think situations like that, sometimes the fan can be the 12th man, because I think Jamie Carragher said on the commentary, and he was right, which is not often for Jamie Carragher, that the one thing we have over the other clubs that are going to be around about us at the bottom half of the table is the fans at St James's Park. We have, I think, a very, very special fan base and a special place at St James's Park, which clubs like maybe Watford or Norwich or whatever else would give their left arm for. But so we have to utilise that. However, the players still have to put in performances, because we've had a couple of games there this season that we really should have been doing better in. West Ham in the opening game, but they're a decent side. They showed that last night, winning in the Europa League away from home. But you don't lead, because this season we've led at home 4 times. We've taken 2 points. That's not really great. But on a more positive note, I do feel like if we had Callum Wilson tonight fully fit, I think we would have won that game. The way saint-maximin was playing, Wilson in there playing alongside him, I think could have been a totally different ball game. And I think maybe if you were going to be critical of saint-maximin slightly, which is difficult after he's had a great performance, maybe his finishing could just be a bit better, because his goals taken brilliantly. But
I think that's fair.
The other chances where you think, put it to the corner. There's one where he hits a perfectly good strike, but it's straight at the keeper. You're thinking, Carey maybe find a back post or force the keeper to tip it into a danger area so that somebody can fall in with a tap in. So it's a minor grumble, but I think it's probably the only one I would have. And to be honest, it's probably the only thing that stops him getting a 10 out of 10 for tonight, really. But yeah, I think tonight you take a draw, but draws aren't keeping you in this league, so we're going to have to start picking up 3 points pretty soon. The only problem is when you've got a manager in position who knows his chairman isn't really likely to sack him, what are you supposed to do? Every manager in the Premier League, 19 out of 20 of them know their job is on the line every single week. They know if they go on a bad run that they could be sacked easily. I mean, Frank de Boer only had 8 games at Crystal Palace before he was out the door. Steve Bruce went on a longer winless run than that the last 2 seasons and has not been given a bit. So that is where it is, I suppose. That we're just sort of stuck in this loop, and I feel like we have these conversations quite often about Bruce, on a weekly basis. And until he changes, at the very least, we'll continue, because it's not. People might say, well, he got a draw, and I'm sure he'll defend that. But sometimes he has to make the decisions, and he didn't get a lot wrong tonight. But certainly, how can you have two strikers, one getting injured and you don't use the only other one you got? That blows my brain. I do not understand. Can you name another manager in the Premier League who would not play their only fit striker if the other one was injured?
Nope.
No. Sam's
Guardiola.
Well, he's only got one striker, but his midfield are good enough. He doesn't
Exactly, and he barely ever plays.
Yeah. Well, if we had a midfield like that, I maybe wouldn't be complaining.
That's the only time Steve Bruce and Pep Guardiola can have certain similarities within the same sentence. But yeah, I mean, it's tricky. I mean, before we let you go, Connor, I'm going to bring this question back up from Delboy. If Bruce does go, I mean, who would you like to be brought in to replace him? Give me a name.
I think I said this a few weeks ago during one of the reactions. For me, Chris Wilder is the number one option in my mind. Yes, a lot of people talk about Eddie Howe. He wouldn't be a bad choice. But in terms of someone who's tactically astute, who knows what they're doing, he had a rough time at Sheffield United last season, but even Pep Guardiola's had a bad season, so you can forgive that. I really think in terms of getting us better organised as a squad and really making, because if we can make St James's Park what Bramall Lane was in Sheffield United's first season in the Premier League, almost no one was going there and getting easy wins, or people had to work really, really hard there, and they took points off most teams in the league. So for me, I think Chris Wilder's the man to do it. Your only thing with him is, would Ashley sign a man who quite clearly had a few choice words for his previous owner while at Sheffield United, and then when he left? I don't know, because he's not going to be a yes man. He's not going to kiss Ashley's backside like Bruce. That's why Bruce's nose incidentally just gets further and further into his face, because it's all that arse rubbing that he's doing with Ashley. But yeah, that would be my pick anyway, I'm sure.
Well, if you fake too many more shots, then your wrist could end up like that as well. So just be careful and rest that. Are you in plaster?
It's a splint, so not quite plaster. It's a sort of one of these weird splint things where it can be taken off. But yes.
Oh, you're fine. Shake it off.
Well, I'm pretty sure, does Mike Ashley not have one of these on, given that he's got his hand up Bruce's backside all the time, puppeteering and things like that?
Yeah, they're not fingerless gloves. But yeah, anyway, Connor, always a pleasure chatting to you, pal, and we'll speak to you on the next one. All right, pal?
Aye, okay, the room and all that jazz. No worries, lads. Take care.
See you later, mate.
Connor from Scotland there. From Scotland, if you want, yeah. Karl, do you want to leave with Sark or Steve or Andy from Blythe?
Yeah, bring Stephen and bring Andy in after.
Okay.
Good evening, Steve.
What's going on, man?
How are we?
Not too bad. Not too bad. Yeah, another pretty shit result. I'm not happy with it, to be honest. And the thing is now with Newcastle is, like, I watched the Strasbourg Mets game because it's the local derby. It's pretty similar, honestly, to the Newcastle Sunderland one. Both Northeast teams, famous regions, very diverse culture and whatnot. So I watched that game on the big screen instead of the Newcastle one, to be honest, because I just knew something like this was going to happen. I knew we weren't going to get 3 points. It's just like, I don't know. There were a few moments where it looked okay, but I thought ASM was the man of the match easily. Without him, we'd have 0 points from this game. No one else looked like scoring.
What do you make of the way Steve Bruce set up today, considering Leeds were essentially fielding a pretty depleted squad defensively?
I mean, poor again. Like I keep on saying, these teams with injuries, B teams, teams outside of the Premier League, anyone can get points off us. We don't play at our best. Like, it's so frustrating. We can't, we don't take out teams, even when they have weak squads, like Villa. Villa was almost a B team. They had a lot of injuries. They still managed to take care of us comfortably. It's rinse and repeat. Bruce 5 at the back, not going to win you games. Hardly ever. It's just the same bullshit. It's just sad at this point. I'm not even mad. It's par for the course.
Yeah, I feel exactly the same way with that.
St. James's is not a fortress anymore. Anyone can walk in and get points or a result.
That hurts to hear that because it's true. It's true. It just genuinely hurts to actually hear it.
No, it's sad, man. But it's like, this is reality, and it's just not. Yeah.
Do you see us getting any sort of? Well, Sam asked the question towards the end of the watch long, so I'm sure you'd have seen it. But do you see us getting a win from anyone anytime soon?
No.
Do you see us? No. You don't think we can potentially
we don't travel well. Well, we don't. Well, to be fair, we don't play well either home or away. So I guess it doesn't really matter. But it seems like when we go away, it's not any better at home, and it's not. It's not. I think Watford will beat us probably 2-1 because they have attacking talent. Ismail Assar.
Yeah.
Not looking forward to that one, man. I'm really not.
No, he had a very good game against Aston Villa. Very good game.
And it doesn't matter if he's injured because then his replacement. It doesn't matter when you play Newcastle. You could have if you have 11 players, you have a chance. Doesn't have to be your best or your best performance because we haven't won in such a long time relative to the season start. But yeah.
I feel like we need to play the baby cry again just to lighten the mood.
Go for it.
Going from a cat meow to the baby cry, it's just all up in the nasal passage. So it's like, and like I say on stage, I don't need to do the facial expression. I can literally do this, which is horrible. So yeah, the baby cry.
Is that epic sounds gone?
Fucking ridiculous.
And he's gone.
It did lighten the mood very minimally, but it's helped,
dude. Because my uncle Bobby can do like that, like a really just freaky realistic like baby cry thing. It's the uncanny valley where it's so close to reality, but it's fake, but it manages to fake it so well that it just fucks with your head. You know what I mean?
Sounds like Steve Bruce's managerial existence.
Yeah. I don't even want to fucking talk about it. I don't even want to think about him.
Do you
you were about to say you don't want to even talk about it, but then clicked that you're actually on a YouTube live stream and you come on to talk about it.
Do you see Steve Bruce keeping his job before the season's out, or before
he won't get fired?
The year is out. Do you not think?
No way. No way.
Sam?
No, at this point, Ashley has dug. He has dug his foot in the sand, and if he didn't get fired when we were on the 20-game winless run last year, or however many, 21, 22, whatever, if he didn't get fired then I don't know what would have to happen. I really don't. To me, Ashley has stood firm in his plans of he's going to take the gigantic risk of possibly relegating us so that he could get the takeover. And I'm not saying it's going to happen. I'm just saying I think Ashley is fucking with this club and playing Russian roulette, essentially.
Where do you stand on that, Sam, with regards to Bruce's tenure? Is it coming to an end?
Possibly. I think the next 2 games are key, isn't it? The next 2 games are key. If we don't get any points from Watford or Wolves, all right, they're away games, but still, fact remains.
For Ashley, it's not a key game. He couldn't give a fuck.
Well,
He's the one who decides that.
Yeah, I was going to say, what's different this season, Sam? Because Steve makes a very good point. You know, we were all making this point last year, the absolute horrendous run that we went on last year. What's different this season?
Well, what matters most to Mike Ashley?
Cashola.
Exactly. So if he goes down, I kind of see Steve's point in saying, okay, fine, we go down, and a takeover would be easier to push through because the EFL
In theory.
half as stringent as the Premier League, but we go down, that price has to come down with it.
Yeah, at least
Simple as that.
200, from 350-ish?
No, I agree, but we were having this exact same conversation last year, and we were we weren't sat in 19th, granted, but we were sat in the 16th, 17th for the majority of the season.
We were shit for most of it, and we're going to do the same exact thing this year.
Yeah, I think that's what I'm trying to ascertain. What is different? Like we're just as bad as we were last year. So why did he not make that decision last year?
And our squad's even worse because a bunch of guys left, and Joe Willock came in, and then Santiago Munoz to the U23, and they're not up to anything good.
No, they don't even have a manager.
They can't even go to a bar and not get all fucking fucked up and fight people.
Yeah.
They can't even do that.
That's just banter, isn't it? That's just English banter, Steve.
Well, for them it is, because they don't give a fuck about representing Newcastle United. It doesn't mean shit to them. At least what their actions are showing. You could say it all you fucking want. But, I mean, outside of ASM and Wilson and Dubravka and maybe a few others or maybe a youngster, who gives a fuck about playing for us? Who gives a fuck about representing the badge? Isaac Hayden, too.
I don't. The thing is, we've still got a nucleus of that squad that were there in the Championship last time out 5 years ago. So you would certainly hope
5 years ago. Say that again.
Correct. But you would hopefully think that them players care. Your Lascelles, Darlow, Ritchie, Shelvey, Hayden, Gale. You would hope they care. Murphy, Boyd Toon fan, he should care. I don't know. It's a tricky one. I think just a new manager would come in and say, "Well, why are you playing like this?"
100%. But Ashley isn't. I don't think Ashley's going to let him go this year. I think he has dug his foot in the sand, and he has committed to this risk that I think he's taken, because our wage bill has gone way down because there's been a lot of departures. What does that remind you of? Every summer when a team goes down, mass clear out to save wages because we're playing in a division where we don't have that money. We can't have the wage budget. That's what it just seems like to me. And I think that Bruce is also the cheap option, save money for Ashley. And you also got to remember, Ashley is not, he loves money and all that, but he's really fucking terrible at actually doing it. If he pumped money into us and we were a Champions League regular team, he'd be a lot richer. But guess what? He's a billionaire. He's a billionaire. So,
yeah, good point. It comes back to that season we finished fifth, and only to bring in Vernon and Anita that summer was just such a big opportunity.
And then actually ask UEFA, do we have to play the Europa League games? Yeah.
I know, crazy.
Huh?
Crazy. And that was 10 years ago. Let's not forget that was 10 years ago, mate.
Yeah, no, I think Bruce is here for a very, very long time. At least that's what I think. And you know what the best part is? If I'm setting low expectations, and if anything happens, if Bruce gets fired, I'm going to be off the moon because I'm like, whoa, I didn't see that coming. But if he stays, my bottom of the table standards and expectations of Newcastle, if that's what happens, then I can't be shocked. It's what it is. I don't know.
It is. Steve, before we let you go, plug. Are you still doing your YouTube channel? Do you want to plug that before you?
Yeah, I just did. Strasbourg Steve on YouTube. I just got done with doing I did a watch along for the Strasbourg versus Metz game, and tomorrow I'll be having my Ukrainian buddy on, and we're gonna do a match watch along of the Shakhtar Donetsk game at 10 a.m. tomorrow.
Dude, you're fucking
I'm
crazy.
covering. I'm crazy.
You like your commitment is unreal.
What's up? What's that?
You still have a girlfriend, don't you?
Yeah.
Marry her quick. Quick, before she realises. Anyway.
But yeah, because it was last week, just before, you did the watch along with me for 3 hours or whatever it was, and then you went and done a 4.5 hour live stream straight after.
Yeah.
Dude, you're fucking nuts, man. I love it.
Well,
Absolutely love it.
and stuff. It's just called you gotta, sleep takes a back seat and gotta, yeah.
No, fair play, mate. I urge anyone to go and subscribe to Steve. Like, his football knowledge and commitment is off the charts.
Thank you, Karl. Yours is very good too. Don't I seem all amazing and stuff, but it honestly, a lot of it, like Premier League, we know the same amount roughly. Like, the gap isn't as wide as you would think. But thank you. I appreciate the compliment.
No problem, brother.
Always a pleasure, Steve. Take it easy. Enjoy your 12-hour live stream at the weekend. Sarkor Steve, go and subscribe to Strasbourg Steve on YouTube, where he will be doing a watch along every hour for the rest of the decade.
Like, literally, if you ever wanted anyone to do like a charity subathon watch along, like, Steve would be your man. Like, 24 hours would be a piece of piss to him.
Oh, it's a Red Bull, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely.
On the Red Bull.
It's Summit. Anyway, Andy, good evening.
Evening,
thoughts?
guys. Game of chalk and cheese, I think. First half was, if you're a neutral, great to watch. But if you're a Newcastle fan for periods, the defending was horrendous. And then you see Steve Bruce and Graham Jones having a bit of a wife and husband bicker. Or we're going to 4-2-3-1, or we're going 4-1-4-1. Yeah, and Saint-Maximin scores a goal, gets to a point, but how many times did we have a shot on goal because he gave the ball away? There was a period where Leeds had 3 shots in a row, and they should have scored.
Yeah,
and it was because ASM gave the ball away.
I did see you.
I counted 7 shots on target. Sorry, Carl, go on.
No, I was just I do remember seeing you comment in the chat for the watch along, mate. I do remember that.
Oh, that was before that even happened. So even in the first half, it's great. He's a Laurent Robert. He gets you off your seat, and you wanna cheer him on. I mean, Sam said there was 8 players in front of him, and he still scores. So we've got a player there that can get with points, but have we got the team around him to get the results?
I think it's fairly evident that we haven't. It's a squad lacking on quality, not quantity. This is the thing. Like, when we've had fantastic guests on the channel before, we speak about when we had Robert and Ginler and them sort of players, like your mate Ollie Bernard, Andy, when he had Laurent Robert in front of him, he was relying on Gary Speed to cut across. We don't have that. We don't have that. No. Sean Longstaff can't, and Sean Longstaff, a good player, but he's no Gary Speed, is he? Let's face it.
Not many players are.
No, very true. But this is it. It's about, and there's got to be a coaching thing as well, because this back three, just talking centre backs now, look very, very solid under Rafa, and I hate bringing Rafa up because I was over him years. But they looked probably the most solid defence we've had since we've been in the Premier League. Full stop. But something's changed.
Rosters again.
Okay, what? And not just Andy coming in and out, but yeah, something's changed. And you would have thought, with Steve Bruce being a defender in himself back in the day, and let's not forget, for any younger viewers, a bloody good centre back back in the day. But he said on the BBC Radio Newcastle interview the day he was taking the defence, and my word, you can tell. It just looks ridiculous, doesn't it?
I think I read a stat, as you say there, Sam, that when he took over Newcastle, we had the 7th best defence in the league when he took over. And I read a stat before the match kicked off that since Project Lockdown ended, we've conceded 91 goals in 51 games or 50 games.
Jesus Christ.
That's the most in the Premier League. He had a system there that worked. And he said he wanted to keep it the same way before he put his own ideas in. Well, I'm sorry, but your ideas need back in the cupboard. Go back to what come on. The only tactic we have, honestly, going forward is get the ball to Saint-Maximin, get Richie on the left wing, get the ball out of Richie, get the ball in the box. Or let Saint-Maximin create something. Because Manquillo very rarely gets forward. I know he got a goal last week, which was great, but today he never got forward. We had nothing on the right hand side until Saint-Maximin went out there, and then as soon as he did, we were creating things. So when he's out wide, he's given the freedom a bit. We've got to try and fit Miggy and him into a system where they both have time out wide. But how we're going to do that with Shaw not getting in the team or Lewis not getting in the team, because we're not going to play a back four unless Lewis gets back in the side, really.
No. I mean, the 4-2-3-1 does get all your big players in, and you wouldn't have to play Fraser in centre mid, which just staggering. Why bring him in the first place if you're going to play him as a centre mid? Absolutely crazy. Coming up in just over 5 minutes' time, Johnny's got the instant match reaction from St James's, and then Lee's back with the last word. Final one, Andy, because I want Karl to speak about the big game changer charity match on Sunday before we wrap up. Are we going to get anything from the 2 games before the international break? Watford and Wolves away. What's going to happen?
I said that we'd get something from the Leeds game. I honestly, truly believe that we would, because I anticipated that they would have a difficult results at the start of the season. Not performances, but results. And I fancied we to get something today. Previously, I didn't. Leading up to the game today, I didn't. After shit shows in the past. But Watford, I do think that if we keep Saw quiet, and we don't concede possession from the first whistle, we've got to try and impose ourselves on them rather than let them, because Saul rip Richie a new one if he does.
Yeah.
And Wolves, I think Wolves is one of them ones where we always have a good game against them, but we never get many results.
It's always usually a draw, isn't it?
It's always 1-1.
Yeah, always 1-1.
Or you get to be 2-1 at the back post, or it's one of them results where you enjoy the watch, but you don't enjoy the result much. A bit today, really. So, yeah, I just like to think that today, I don't know about you guys, but what did you make of that Richie and, sorry, not Richie, the Jones and Steve Bruce? Richie looked confused when he went back on the pitch for me.
Well, they were both barking at him at the same time, so it was.
One of them's got to take lead.
Very panicky. Yeah, very panicky. So not really clear communication, which is always a worry. It's showing a staff and a squad that's under pressure. So it's concerning, but I think we just need to get that first win under our belts, and then hopefully things can calm down a little bit. But yeah, it's a worry. It's a worry. Andy, we're going to have to leave it there, pal. We've got to wrap up. And then, as I say, Johnny's coming up next. But Andy, top man as always. And we'll.
Can I say congratulations, Karl and the family?
Thank you very much, mate. Really appreciate that.
Good luck.
Cheers, buddy.
Yeah, we are the Paw Patrol crew. That's Karl, let's just wrap up just by reminding us what's going on Sunday.
Definitely. We big props to Johnny and Lee for organising what is the rematch between Sunderland Fans TV and Newcastle Fans TV, which Newcastle Fans TV run out 4-3 winners after a dramatic own goal back in 2019. The Sunderland Fans TV guys wanted revenge, and Johnny has orchestrated that with the help of them, obviously, and very, very hospitable beacon of light. So that will be taking place on Sunday. I think the kickoff is around 12:30. There'll be a few videos prior to that because a lot of it, the majority of it is in support of Be a Game Changer, which obviously Newcastle Fans are huge advocates of, as are Sunderland Fans TV, dealing with a lot of men's mental health and just mental health in general. Josh, our very own Josh, has done a lot of work for Be a Game Changer, and I think the majority of us would like to do that moving forward as well. So we're really, really, really excited about that opportunity, and there'll be lots of content. It will be very, very light-hearted, although we do want to fucking beat them, my French. So yeah, we'll. I really look forward to it, and like I said, if you want to come down and watch, you more than people that are local and fancy watching. Johnny has said this in a video as well. Everyone's more than welcome to come down and watch. So it'd be good to get a little bit of a crowd together and have a good laugh with each other. And I think people will be going for a drink afterwards as well. So if you're interested, come on down. If not, there'll be lots of content for you to have a look at afterwards. But yeah, thanks for all the support, and we look forward to seeing it.
Absolutely. I'm stuck at work, so I can't play. So my knees will be safe for another year.
Yeah.
But I mean, if you don't win, then God help you.
It's not going to be a pleasant week.
We should be fine though. We've got a stronger squad than last time. It was a dramatic win. It's I'm sure you guys will be fine. I can't wait to see the content that we make. Johnny's vlogging the day, and there'll be plenty of videos from it as well.
Yeah, Matt's wearing a GoPro throughout the game, so that'll be.
Is he really?
Yeah. I was thinking about doing it myself, but I don't like playing with a GoPro on my chest. So fair play to Matt, because it'll be really funny. Really funny.
It will. Well, good luck to you all. Thank you very much for watching this evening. Sorry, we couldn't bring you a win again. But we will be back, as always, next week for Watford away. Some lads will be at the game. Some lads will be here with you as well. I'll be on a 14-hour shift at work, so I'll be tuning in just like the rest of you. But thank you, Karl, for your company this evening.
Thank you for your company, mate.
Two sexy dads from the West Midlands chilling out and watching the Newcastle game of an evening. What more can you ask for?
I was just going to say, I don't really know what's better than that, to be honest.
A Newcastle win. Fingers crossed. Anyway, plenty of coming up on the channel tonight. Johnny with his match reaction, which is available now, and Lee with the last word. So thank you very much for watching, and stay tuned to Newcastle Fans TV.